And welcome to Coal City, West Virginia, here on the campus of Independence High School. Tonight, Video Productions presents exciting high school football. It's Class Single A 1-7. The Warriors from Wyoming East take on the number 3 Class AA Patriots of Independence that are 7-0. Hello again, everybody. I'm Maris Lowry with Eric Thomas. Chris Farish is on stats, Andrew Boland producing and directing, and the man that does the heavy lifting, Nick Eskins, he's our cameraman tonight. And Eric, on paper, you look at this game, Independence 7-0, trying to complete a perfect season and get home field advantage throughout the playoffs against Class Single A Wyoming East, who've struggled 1-7. Definitely on paper, it looks like a mismatch.
Yeah, definitely on paper, and the quality of the game for Wyoming East will be tonight will be in jeopardy because they've lost a lot of players even from the last time when we did them. I think they had 29 players when we did the Shady game, and they're down to 17 as you counted just now out on the field.
Yeah, suiting up with only 17. We're going to take our first pregame break, come back and get you ready for the kickoff at the top of the hour as you're watching live streaming coverage of high school football here on Video Productions.
Auto Mall, West Virginia's largest GMC Buick dealer, is a proud sponsor of West Virginia high school athletics and our area student athletes. Beckley Auto Mall, with 3 locations for your convenience: 3934 Robert C. Byrd Drive in Beckley, 199 Rogers Street, Princeton, and 368 Seneca Trail in Fairleigh. Plus, you can shop 24/7 at BeckleyAutomall.com. Beckley Auto Mall and West Virginia student athletes, a winning combination. GMC, we are professional grade.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications, or strings, or hassles. It can be that way again. Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
As a former college football player, I realized that sports-related injuries can happen real fast. Hello, I'm Dr. GROSE. If your child or grandchild is dealing with sports-related injuries, or maybe you're dealing with something, get back on the playing field. To better serve you, see us at one of our 3 locations in Beckley, Whipple, and Sophia at the numbers listed below. So take care of yourself. You deserve it.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us, New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton, or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us, New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
Back here with Eric Thomas, I'm Maris Lowry here at Independence High School. And Eric, the Patriots are 7-0, ranked number 3. Spoke with their head coach, John Lilly, this afternoon, and he's telling me with the win tonight, they would lock down the number 2 seed in Class AA for the playoffs, which start 2 weeks from tonight. And if that was the case, as long as Independence would be in it, Eric, they would have the home field for the first 3 rounds.
Yeah, and that's big, and this will be the first time actually hosting the game on campus here at Independence, so that would be a big feat. And anytime you don't have to travel in the playoffs, that's a good thing. You can just get your normal routine, and the kids will be way more comfortable on this field.
In tonight's game, we're going to end up giving you the lineups on the fly because, as Eric told you in our first segment, Wyoming East had 29 players when we saw them against Shady. They have only 17 available tonight. And Independence coach John Lilly said that with being senior night, they're going to run in a lot of different players tonight, and their main guy, Atticus Goodson, will not play tonight.
Yeah, and that's big, but it's also a benefit of being able to get the number 2 seed. You'll be able to rest him tonight, against Wyoming East, and hopefully get him healed up. That was a tough contest, a hard-hitting contest against Nicholas County, and you need him 100% in the playoffs.
We'll go ahead and take our second pregame break as you're watching live streaming coverage of high school football here on Video Productions.
Plumbing and Heating of Beckley, West Virginia is now hiring journeyman or master plumbers. You must have a West Virginia plumbing license and a valid driver's license. All interested parties may apply at Modley's Plumbing and Heating at 101 First Street, Beckley, West Virginia. Or interested applicants can call 304-253-HELP. Once again, you may apply in person at Modley's Plumbing and Heating, 101 First Street, Beckley, West Virginia. Modley's Plumbing and Heating is an equal opportunity employer.
What's more important to you when buying windows, siding, and doors?
Is it energy savings, cost, quality, warranty, or perhaps color options, low maintenance, service, or financing options?
Or all of the above. Window World offers it all.
We listen to your needs and go above and beyond your expectations. Schedule your free, no obligation, in-home estimate by calling Window World of Beckley today.
Little General Stores has served our hometowns for decades, providing those essential needs for the road of life. The LG family goes above and beyond to ensure that your experience is an easy one. That's why they offer the LG Rewards Card, a way to earn points for free drinks, coffee, and even discounts on fuel. Rest assured, you'll leave knowing they have your needs covered. And by the way,
tell them Hug sent you.
That's right. Little General Stores, your road's neighbor.
If you're looking to sell your vehicle, Auto Buyers of West Virginia is your solution. We buy all cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs and have a simple and safe way to sell your vehicle. We'll give you a free appraisal on your vehicle and make you an offer to buy it on the spot. Whether you're still making payments or have a clear title, we'll turn your car into cash today at Auto Buyers of West Virginia. So come see us at Cranberry Creek Shopping Center off Eisenhower Drive in Beckley. Auto Buyers of West Virginia, the simple, safe, and secure way to sell your vehicle.
We welcome you back to Independence High School. The rain is starting to come down as we're ready for the national anthem. And actually, when we get ready to take the national anthem, we'll go ahead and take our final pregame break here, and then we'll come back and get you ready for the opening kickoff as you're watching live streaming coverage of high school football here on Video Productions.
At Pioneer Community Bank, your banking needs are our priority. Looking to buy a home, a vehicle, or just need a personal loan for that special project? Our loan professionals are here for you. We also offer all business banking products, which allows us to serve all your financial needs. Set up your online banking at pioneercommunitybank.com and download the mobile app for your convenience and ask about our personal and business products today. Pioneer Community Bank, investing in Southern West Virginia since 1931. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Dad, what is a backflow prevention device?
Well, it's a device that's used to protect water supplies from contamination or pollution in homes or businesses.
Is that why you were talking to that man?
Well, he was a certified plumber from Modley's Plumbing and Heating. Modley's is fully licensed and insured in testing, installation, and service of backflow prevention devices. I just call 304-253-HELP, and they'll take care of it the right way.
I thought it was something for the car, so Mom wouldn't hit the house again when she was backing up.
And we welcome you back to Independence High School as we're moments away from getting the ball game kicked off between Wyoming East and Independence. As I mentioned, Wyoming East, a Class Single A team, enter the ball game 1-7. Independence is ranked number 3 in Class AA. They're 7-0, but with a win tonight, Eric, Independence would, as I'm told by Coach Lilly, would lock up the number 2 position, which means they would be home for the playoffs as long as they're in them.
Yeah, I guess by process of elimination, Maris, I guess the number 1 and 2 teams are meeting tonight in Polka and Herbert Hoover. So whoever eliminates themselves, Independence will be able to move up ahead of them and probably claim that number 2 spot.
Well, this is what Coach Lilly told me this afternoon. As you mentioned, it is the number 1 and 2. Herbert Hoover number 1 against Polka number 2. They're playing that game at West Virginia State and Institute. The winner of that game will lock into number 1. So if Herbert Hoover wins that game, it'll be Hoover 1, Independence 2, Point Pleasant 3, providing that they win, if the projections are there, and then Polka would go to 4. Should Polka win, it would be Polka 1, Independence 2, and it would be Herbert Hoover 3, and then Point Pleasant 4. So there would be a switch there between Point Pleasant and Poca, depending on the outcome of Herbert Hoover and Poca tonight.
Yeah, so a lot riding on that game, and Independence just needs to take care of business tonight and just saddle up for the playoffs.
And if you are Independence, that's a great position to be in, because with the win, and you figure that Independence, as we talked about on paper, Independence 7-0, ranked number 3 in AA, come in, Eric, averaging 58 points a game, giving up only 12. Wyoming East has struggled, and, they, like I said, they're just down to 17 players. So Independence is kind of, I guess, maybe you could say in the clubhouse, so to speak, with the win, and they won't play for 2 weeks because they only have 8 games, because the Poca game they didn't get to play because of COVID, and then they only had 9 regular season games to begin with.
Yeah, and the thing is, now that Poca game, even with the cancellation, it's really more so hurting Poca more so than Independence not being able to get that game in. So
right,
Independence is, like you said, with the win here, they're in the clubhouse and just waiting to see who they play in that first round.
And Coach Lilly told me earlier this afternoon that he was going, being senior night, he's going to run a lot of different players. And so we'll just give you the lineup on the fly because we really don't know who is actually going to start. And that's the same way as far as Wyoming East is concerned, having only 17 players. So with Eric, that will bring us to the Beckley Automall Keys to the First Half. And Keys to the First Half are brought to you by Beckley Automall. Go see Rick Lewis, Chuck Bentley, Mike Earhart, or John Fornash, and they'll hook you up with a vehicle that will best fit your budget and your needs at Beckley Automall. So, Eric, what are your Beckley Automall keys to the first half?
The keys to the first half for this Patriot offense will be you'll have a couple guys plugged in to different positions and just seeing your depth. Just make sure those young guys who come in to play Marist are prepared and build that extra depth. As far as for Wyoming East, it's just you can only put 11 on the field, so just having 17 players, you just want your guys to go out there and compete in this first half.
So Independence are to our left, down in the end zone, getting ready to make their way out onto the field. They'll be wearing the white helmets and decked out all in navy blue tonight with the white jerseys as Wyoming East now makes their way. As you can see them on your screen across the way, they'll have the green helmets with the white jerseys with the green numbers and the white pants. And we're moments away for Independence, Eric, breaking their huddle and making their way here to the near sideline.
And the other thing I think we need to see out of this Patriot ball team, Marist, is consistency in getting your 2-point conversions or your extra points here moving forward, and penalties.
So there's Independence making their way here to the near side right below us. As I mentioned, they are 7-0. They have wins over Liberty 47-0, Shady 50-17, Westside 63-13, Summers County 56-7, Midland Trail 60-21, Man 74-7. Last week against Nicholas County 57-21. So only their opening game victory against Liberty 47-0 did they not score 50 or more points.
Yeah, and you had a chance to do research this week, and the top 3 scoring teams in the whole state is, of course, AAA Martinsburg, leading the way, in Point Pleasant and
Herbert Hoover.
Herbert Hoover and Independence. So, and you got Independence could average well over 60 with those a 50% range in their 2-point conversions.
And to me, as impressive as scoring 58 points a game is, I think it's equally impressive only giving up 12 a game.
Yeah, 12 a game, and that's a phenomenal number because a couple of these offensive teams that they shut down, like Nicholas County, for instance, they gave up 21, one late, and that's a good, well-oiled offense.
Yeah, only 2 teams scored 20 or more against them. Midland Trail had 21, and as you mentioned, last week Nicholas County had 21.
Yeah, and the thing is with the Nicholas County Midland Trail teams, they put up numbers.
Well, we have a moment of silence here now, but as Eric, as we're waiting for the toss of the coin.
Of local sports in southern West Virginia, we lost a great member of our community, and prayers to the family and friends of Brian Haga. Thank you.
And we're getting ready to have the toss of the coin, but while they're doing that, just looking at the common opponents, and Shady and Nicholas County are the common opponents. We talked about Independence beating Shady 50-17 and beating Nicholas County last week 57-21. for Wyoming East, they lost to Nicholas County 53-8, and then you and I had the pleasure of doing that game in the pouring rain and in the mud down at Wyoming East, and Shady beat Wyoming East 6-0. But I think had the weather not been like that, there would have been definitely a whole lot more scoring.
Yeah, the weather definitely bogged down both teams offensively, and as you said, it's not a turf field down at Wyoming East, and it was pretty much in the middle of the field was just a mud puddle.
We had a little bit of rain here about 10 minutes ago. The rain has stopped. I checked the weather forecast before coming out to the stadium, and they were talking about 20%, but maybe we got the 20% because it rained. Not really hard, but it was a steady mist for about 10 minutes.
Yeah, about 10 minutes, but, the rain is not really a factor on this turf field, this new field turf. So Independence should be able to get off and get rolling on this. On this surface.
And moving forward, next week I should say, is the last regular season week of high school football, which Independence will not play. This is their final game. So the playoffs will begin 2 weeks from tonight as Wyoming East has won the toss and elected to receive. Wyoming East will be working left to right on your screen. So as we move forward, you figure as we get into November and the playoff round starts on the 12th of November and goes all the way to the Super 6 in Wheeling on December 3rd for AA and 4th for triple and single A. You figure here in West Virginia the weather's going to get a little nastier the further you go into the playoffs.
Yeah, the further you go along, and that's one thing that we've had discussions about, Maris. That's what's good about this high-scoring Independence offense, that it has its defense to complement it, and that's what wins playoff games, in inclement weather, because you can line up, and if you can shut someone's offense down, that bodes well for you.
So Independence there takes the field. They'll tee it up right there between the hashes on the 40-yard line. Wyoming East, as I mentioned, will be working left to right as they break their huddle there on the far side. And like I said, we'll just kind of give you the lineups here on the fly because we really wasn't sure who was going to be available. Also want to thank Giovanni's Pizza. We had our pregame meal there, at least Chris and I did. Delicious. Mamma mia. Giovanni's Pizza located down at Glen Daniel on your way to a Liberty game, and at Leicester Square, Sophia here on the way to an Independence game. So the Patriots have got it teed up between the hashes. We're all ready to go, and here comes the opening kickoff of the game. It's a squibber right down to the near side, takes a big hop. The back man will pick it up for Wyoming East, and he's not going to get up to the 30-yard line, and he took a big shot, and the young man that got the ball that time was Tucker Cook, and he got a pretty good shot there, and Independence covered that really well.
Yeah, good coverage. Another squib. That's what they've been known for this year's squibbing, trying to pin the opponent inside the 30. So let's just see how the defensive front of Independence tries to control this first possession.
So Wyoming East will have their first possession of the game. They're going to put the ball down at the 29-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Warriors on the 29. And actually the guy that ran that kickoff was Caden Weaver. So now let's see how it will be. Wyoming East up under center. The quarterback will be Jackson Danielson. And we got a flag on the game's first play. And let's see if we got some movement up front. I believe we do. And let's, as the official from the side judge, I think Wyoming East moved a little soon.
And you may expect that, it seems like they've reshuffled and since they've lost players. So it's probably going to be a lot of different players playing in different positions for this young Wyoming East Warrior team.
Actually, they had put them down on the 28, so the penalty will take it back to the 23. So it'll be 1st and 15 to start the game. As I mentioned, the quarterback is Jackson Danielson, and he's a 6'2", 160-pound sophomore. And here's a running play right up the middle by the quarterback, and he gets back to the original line of scrimmage. So it looked like he got the 5 yards and then maybe an extra yard as he gets out to the 29-yard line.
And that's a good play there just to probably calm his nerves. I don't know, did they play last week? I think they may have been off last week, and probably his first time under center.
They did play last week, losing to Pikeview 28-12.
Okay, so
they'll get the ball out to the 29-yard line. So with the penalty, so they made the penalty yardage up +1. So it'll be 2nd down and 9 for the Wyoming East Warriors. Have the ball on their own 29-yard line. Up under center is the quarterback, Danielson. And looked like there's nothing cooking there. Looked like they didn't really get the exchange right on that play.
It looked like it was maybe the quarterback pulled out a little early on the snap, and the ball was down, and he was lucky to get on that and recover it.
So the loss is going to be back to the 28-yard line. And actually, that was the original line of scrimmage. So it's going to be 3rd down and 10 for Wyoming East as we're in the first minute and a half of the ball game. You can see there on your screen, no score. So the Warriors have the ball on their own 28-yard line. Now they'll work out of the shotgun with Danielson as twin receivers to each side. Takes the shotgun snap. Pressure comes. He throws short, and it's caught, and it's up over the 35, but not going to be enough for a first down. It was a nice catch here on the near sideline, but it's going to be 4th down.
Yeah, that's going to be about a 7-yard completion. Nice pitch and catch right there from the young quarterback, and let's see what they're probably going to roll the dice. Look for Wyoming East with only fielding 17 players to roll the dice and try to keep the ball away from the Independence offense.
Well, yeah, and it's a much manageable. It's 4th and 2. They have the ball at the 36. The spot the game's the 38. So you're right. You got to take some chances when you're down players. So let's see what the Warriors do on this 4th and 2 from their own 36-yard line. Danielson will work up under center. And he's going to a quarterback sneak, and that's not going to get there. Independence was to the task, and they shut it down. So Independence will take over on downs, and they'll have a short field in which to work with.
Yeah, that play call, as you said, it was manageable, but that play call, it's real tough sledding in between the tackles on this Independence offense, and it's hard to pick up 3 yards on the quarterback sneak.
So Independence will take over on downs. They'll start at the Wyoming East 36-yard line, a very short field, and that's one thing. As good as Independence has been, you don't need to help them out by giving them a short field. So that's where they'll start. And it's going to be Logan Phelan, the quarterback, and Judah Price will be in the backfield. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Patriots at the Wyoming East 36-yard line.
And this is a good problem to have if you're Coach John H. Lilly. You replace Atticus Goodson with Judah Price.
So 1st and 10 for Independence. Here's the shotgun snap. Back to throw is Phelan. Now things start to break down, and he's going to be spun down, and the ball popped out, and Judah Price was able to recover the loose ball, and that's going to go down as a sack. Looks like it's going to maybe lose a yard. Back to the 37-yard line. Actually, they're going to say no gain and make it 2nd and 10 at the Wyoming East 36-yard line.
Yeah, well, you have to like the spunk of the Wyoming East defense, Mayor. They're not going to lay down. They're coming to play a little football tonight.
So out of the shotgun, here's the quick toss to Judah Price on the far side. He's got running room. He's inside the 30, inside 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, and he leans forward and dives for the end zone. He's going to come up short of the end zone, but what a great run. Going to get down to the 1-yard line. That's a 35-yard run by Judah Price.
And we had a chance to do the Nicholas County game, and coming into the Nicholas County game, Judah Price yards per carry was actually 1 yard higher than Atticus Goodson.
So 1st and goal, they'll give the ball to Judah Price, and he'll walk in right off the right side for an Independence touchdown. So just like that, at the 9:28 mark of the opening quarter, Eric, Independence, after stopping Wyoming East 3 plays later in the end zone, 3 plays, 36 yards, a 1-yard touchdown run by Judah Price.
And all on the legs of Judah Price. And I said that's one good problem that John Lilly to have is you replace your starter with a guy that could probably start in the backfield for multiple teams in this area.
The extra point is up and in, and Independence has taken a 7-0 lead with 9:28 remaining in the first quarter. We'll take a break. You're watching live streaming coverage of high school football here on Video Productions.
Auto Mall, West Virginia's largest GMC Buick dealer, is a proud sponsor of West Virginia high school athletics and our area student athletes. Beckley Auto Mall, with 3 locations for your convenience: 3934 Robert C. Byrd Drive in Beckley, 199 Rogers Street, Princeton, and 368 Seneca Trail in Fairleigh. Plus, you can shop 24/7 at BeckleyAutomall.com. Beckley Auto Mall and West Virginia student athletes, a winning combination. GMC, we are professional grade.
Hey, Jack, did you see those new windows and doors the homeowner put on their home?
Yeah, and this new door they set us next to is sweet as pumpkin pie.
It's made in America, quality made and efficient too.
There's no time like now to buy new windows, siding, and doors from Window World of Beckley.
Choose from many door styles, siding colors, and window glass and grid options. We'll help you design your perfect home.
Call Window World of Beckley for your new window, siding, and door estimates.
Now we're back to live action on the ensuing kickoff after the Independence touchdown. There's a big hit on the far side as they will drop Caden Weaver, and Wyoming East will start their second possession down in the hole as we watch it on the Little General Instant Replay. So Wyoming East will start their second possession on their own 12-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 as the quarterback will be Danielson. He'll work up under center. Here's a handoff off to the left side, and that's going to go for a couple yards, not much. And that may not even get a yard. I thought it was going to be a couple yards, but that happened on the far side, and Independence able to shut it down. So it'll go for no gain. It'll be 2nd and 10 on the 12. Independence leading 7-0, as you can see on your screen. Wyoming East was held on downs, and then Independence needed only 3 plays to go 36 yards to get the 1-yard touchdown run from Judah Price to make it 7-0.
Yeah, and I think the running back was Tucker Cook. People. Viewers need to bear with us because
we got 2 rosters
the
here.
Rosters on the fly, really.
Yeah, we got 2 different rosters because of all the changes that Wyoming East has made. And here's a running play right up the middle, and that looked like a lineman, a lineman number of 54. And if that's the case, that is Charlie Price, who carried the ball, and he didn't carry it for much. Actually, carried for no gain, and it'll be 3rd down and 10 for Wyoming East on their own 12-yard line. As you can see there on the screen, Independence leading 7-0 as we're approaching 8 minutes remaining here in quarter number 1.
Well, you know every lineman dreams of running the football. So Charlie's probably, living out his dream tonight.
So here's Wyoming East, 3rd and 10 out of the shotgun. And here's going to be thought there was going to be a pass. It turns into a run. It gets a minimal gain. It gets out over the 15, maybe the 16, but way short of what Wyoming East needed for a 1st down. And once again, the Warriors this time I'm sure will punt because it's 4th down, and they need more than 2 yards on this drive.
Yes, and it looks like Independence will put back Linksweiler and Colton Miller to receive. And these young running backs are thoroughbreds too, Mayor. Say they could easily take one to the house.
It'll be Tucker Cook standing right about his 7-yard line waiting on the snap to punt the ball away. Here's the snap. It's a high snap. Cook gets it. Flags come out. The kick is coming here. It's a short kick. Takes a big bounce. Ball will roll inside the 40 to about the 37-yard line of Wyoming East. But let's check what the marker's going to be. And let's see if there was movement on Wyoming East or if Independence jumped across the line.
Well, I think if you're Independence, you probably decline this if it's against the Warriors.
Yeah, if you're Independence, you'll take the ball where you've got it right there at the 38. They started the last drive on the 36, waiting for the official to give the indication, and it's going to be false start on Wyoming East. So, yeah, if you are Independence, you will take the result of the play, which is a punt, and Independence will have the ball at the Wyoming East 38-yard line.
Oh, this is added to the end of the run.
Yeah, that's crazy that there was no – the ball hit at the 38 that they would tack 5 yards on. You think they would just take it.
I think because it was a live ball foul.
I don't know. That doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't make sense to me that you would take the result of the play. You wouldn't think you would get the result of the play and the 5 yards.
Yeah.
But Independence will come out of that okay. I'll have to check that out with some of our official friends because to me that doesn't make a lot of sense. So it'll be at the Wyoming East 33. Logan Phelan to throw. Slant round caught by Trey Bauer. He's got running room. 20, 15, 10, 5. He'll waltz into the end zone for an Independence touchdown, and that's a one-play drive. And, boy, we've seen a quick strike offense all year from Independence. So the Patriots have 13 points with the PAT pending, and they've only ran 4 plays.
Yeah, this is as advertised, and we've talked about this. They've had drives of, 3, 4, 5 plays producing touchdowns, and this is just a quick strike offense here.
So a one-play, 33-yard drive.
And Judah Price just waltzes in for the 2-point conversion.
And they get the 2-point conversion, as Eric told you, and your new score is now Independence 15 and Wyoming East nothing. But, I don't know that the 5 yards would have made a difference. I'm still curious about that play because you think that if you would take the result of the play, which was a illegal motion, and the ball hit at the 38, you wouldn't think that you would get the result of the play and the 5 yards. To me, that just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, hey, it's already this offense doesn't need any help.
Right.
We'll have to. I'm sure a couple of our friends who are refs will explain the rule.
Yeah, we need to get some clarification on that. But what is clear is Independence is very good, and they're up 15-0. They've ran 4 plays, and they have a 15-0 lead.
Yeah, I mean, this could get this could get out of hand really, really quick here if you're not careful.
Well, Wyoming East very undermanned. Only 17 players. They're single A. They're 1-7. So Wyoming East has ran 7 plays and a punt, and it's 15-0. Independence is leading at the 7:03 mark of the opening quarter, and it'll be another kickoff for the Patriots. And here it comes, and it's goes right between the legs of the up man, and there on the far side is Wyoming East trying to gain some yardage, and once again, that will be Weaver, and he won't get back up to the 30. So Westside will have their third chance on offense, and they'll have the ball. Well, I said Westside, I beg your pardon, Wyoming East. Wyoming East will have the ball at their own, looks like their own 28-yard line, maybe the 29. Let's see. They put him down at the 28-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Wyoming East Warriors.
And that's been their the third time in 2 possessions that they've scrimmaged at the 28, because they started at 28, had a penalty,
and then
got back to the 28, and now.
And then the next time the 12, and now this is their third possession at the 28. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Wyoming East Warriors. They'll run with twin receivers to each side. Out of the shotguns, Danielson takes the shotgun snap. Pressure comes, throws to the far side, and it's going to be short-hopped and incomplete. The pressure that Independence was putting on Danielson caused that pass to be short.
This could be a long night for Danielson if they continue to bring the heat, and that was a full-out blitz from the 2 linebackers up the A and the B gap, and they're just trying to get to the quarterback before he has a chance to get the ball off.
Jackson Danielson's got good size. He's a lanky 6'2", 160-pound sophomore, and he stood in there to the last minute. But as you mentioned, Independence found a gap and was bringing heavy pressure, and he had to unload it and caused him to throw the ball short.
And the thing that you need to notice, viewers, Independence, they have a few their linebackers are not original starters. 2 of the guys aren't.
So 2nd and 10. Here's the shotgun snap to Danielson. He'll throw out in the flat. It's going to be caught, but a very minimal gain, and that's a nice defensive play that time by Colton Caron as he came up and made the hit for a very short gain.
Yeah, a great closing speed after the completion. Didn't give a chance for any yards after the catch on that particular play.
Yeah, they only were able to gain 1 yard, so it'll be 3rd down and 9 for Wyoming East. As you can see on your screen, Independence up 15-0. We're approaching 6 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Here in a minute, we'll get some scores. I know our game kicked at 7. A lot of other games around the state and the region won't kick till 7:30. Big game going on. Also, Video Productions is doing between Martinsburg and Spring Valley in Class AAA. Here's 3rd and 9. Here's the shotgun snap to Danielson. He's under heavy pressure. They flush him out of the pocket. He comes near side. He's going to run. He's got some room. He's crossed the 35. Got a 1st down. Crossed the 40. And that was a nice job by Danielson once they flushed him out of the pocket to tiptoe here on the near sideline and move the chains for a 1st down.
Yeah, that was a good job. Once he got out, he moved the chains, got past the sticks, and picked up. That's their initial 1st down of the first quarter for Wyoming East.
We have 16 of them, but didn't they kick the first extra point?
I thought they said it was a 2-point conversion.
The second one was. It should be 15-0. Is it not? We'll check that. So, anyway, that's a 1st down for Wyoming East at the 42-yard line. But I was thinking they kicked the first extra point, went for 2 on the second one. We'll check that out. Here's a running play. And it gets over the 45 to the 46.
So he picks up a good 6 yards, 5 yards on that play. It looks like the quarterback, Jackson Danielson, is going to be the workhorse tonight for Wyoming East.
They'll get the ball out to the 47-yard line and give him 5 on the play. But we will check the score, Eric, because I was thinking that they kicked the first extra point and went for 2 on the second one. At least that's how I have it, so we will see. But as right now, I will say it's 15-0 until we can get some clarification. So it'll be 2nd and 5 for Wyoming East, having the ball on their own 47-yard line. They'll have trips to the far side. Here's the shotgun snap to Danielson. He throws into the slot, and it's incomplete, and there's a flag, and we might have pass interference on Independence.
Yeah, I think they're going to get Judah Price maybe. Maybe he got there a tad early, made a little contact, so this will be move the chains again for Wyoming East.
So waiting on the call to see if it's pass interference or a hold, and actually they're going to penalize Wyoming East for having a legal receiver downfield. I didn't see that.
I did not either.
So let's see if Independence, they may decline the penalty, and they won't. They're going to push them back. So they'll get to have the down over again, will Wyoming East, and they move the ball back to the 42-yard line, and it'll be 2nd down and 10 for Wyoming East there. But when we get a minute, we will clarify the score whether it's 15 or 16. It is 16-0. I beg your pardon. I said it was 15. You were correct.
Well, our viewers let us know that it was.
Well, I appreciate that. Well, you know, I was looking at my sheet.
Yeah.
And
yep.
when they went for two,
and I actually was too, because we're trying. Yeah. We're actually trying to look at the roster.
Well,
it's really.
Well, we got 3 rosters of Wyoming East, so we'll make sure we get all the players right. Here's Jackson to throw. Pressure comes. He eludes it. He's still on the move. Now he's scrambling the far side, throws it, got a man open. It's should have been caught. He dropped it right at the first down marker. But Danielson did a great job to elude the pressure and find an open receiver.
Yeah.
And Wyoming East just not able to make the connection.
And that's, if you're Wyoming East, that's a must catch ball right there, because your quarterback's out there battling, trying to do anything to move the chains, and the kid just drops one. Had a chance to probably run for 5 or 6 more yards after the catch as well.
Well, like you said, yeah, you've got to make that connection, because those are simple plays, and that's regardless of who you're playing, but especially when you're undermanned against a talented team like Independence, you've got to connect on those.
And then once again, and that's 2 back-to-back errors, because you take the penalty and then you have a drop pass, and now you're in 3rd and long situation where Independence can really pin their ears and come after the quarterback here.
So on 3rd and 10, here's the shotgun snap to Danielson. Here comes a blitzer off the edge, a pass down the middle. It's high, and even though it was a little high, it was a catchable ball, but on the incompletion, it'll bring up 4th and 10, and I'm sure we're going to look at another punt here from Wyoming East, and the penalty hurt them on this drive as well.
Yes, and Independence brought pressure off of the edge from a corner, and you have to give it to the quarterback, Danielson. He took a shot, and he's still standing in there and delivered the pass.
Try to get the ball to Eli Fralin, and Fralin wasn't able to haul it in. So it brings up a 4th down, and it'll be Tucker Cook set back to punt. 16-0 is the score. Independence leading, 2 touchdowns, 2 two-point conversions. It's going to be a wobbly kick, a short kick here on the near side, and it's going to hit a Wyoming East player, but Independence is going to down it right there about their own 42-yard line. So the Patriots will take over on their own 42. They lead in the game 16-0, and they've only ran 4 plays, but yet have 16 points.
Yeah, and that's just when you have a high-octane offense like Independence, you're a quick strike. The defense may not want to go set down, because this could be a 2-3 play drive here as well.
So they'll take over for the 3rd time with Independence on their own 43-yard line. Their 2 previous possessions started in Wyoming East territory at the Warrior 36 and then at the Warrior 37. This time they'll start on their half of the field on their own 43, up 16-0, as you can see on your screen, with 4:42 remaining first quarter. And I think we're going to have a change at quarterback. It's going to be Ballyer in there as he's running for his life. He's in trouble, and he's going to take a huge loss back inside the 25. Good job by Wyoming East to bring the pressure. And Trey Ballyer in there now playing quarterback, and he's sacked back at the 25-yard line. That's a huge loss from the 43 back to the 25.
Yeah, and all the games that we've covered of Independence, that's probably the biggest loss on any one particular play that we've seen.
Yeah, it's an 18-yard loss. That'll bring up 2nd down and 28. We approach 4 minutes left here in the opening quarter, 16-0. As you can see on your screen, Independence leading. Here's Bauer. He'll pitch it here to the near side. There's some running room. Across the 30, 35, 40. Breaks a tackle up over the 45 and out near close to midfield. And that was a nice run that time by –
that's Tyler Linksweiler.
Linksweiler.
Yes, that's is he a sophomore or junior, Maris? I think
we'll have to look that up here in just a second.
He is the kid that I said that
sophomore.
Sophomore. He's a bolt of lightning as well. Runs real hard.
So they get the ball to the 49, 3rd down. Quarterback reverse pivot. That's Bowers. He's got a 1st down. 45-40, 35-30 on the far side. Got a block. 25 inside the 20, 15, 10, 5. He's into the end zone for a touchdown.
Well,
wow,
Trey Bauer made up for the 18-yard loss with a long TD run there.
That's a 51-yard touchdown run for Trey Bowers. So the drive is 3 plays and 57 yards, and a 51-yard touchdown run from Trey Bowers, and takes the lead to 22-0, as Independence will line up and go for 2 to try to add to this lead.
And I can give you a quick update, Maris, on the big game.
We'll get a score here in a minute after the 2-point conversion play, which is good.
It looks like Tyler Linksweiler.
So Independence tacks 2 more on. Your new score is Independence 22 and Wyoming East nothing, with 3:21 remaining in the first quarter. And Eric, I know you have some scores that you can update our viewers on.
Yeah, big one in Triple A that I think It's being covered by video production.
It is.
As well. Martinsburg traveled way down to Spring Valley to take on Spring Valley, and the score is knotted at 7 at the end of the first quarter. See if we can have a Herbert Hoover Polka update. Herbert Hoover has taken the lead. It's 7-0 in the first quarter. Herbert Hoover over Polka.
And I'm not sure if that was a 7 or 7:30 kickoff.
It had to be 7 because it's not yet 7:30.
I didn't realize that. Also, I know Beckley and Oak Hill playing tonight across the county. I know Shady and Liberty, another Raleigh County game going on tonight.
Yeah, it's already kicked, the Liberty game, but no score in that one, Liberty and Shady. Nicholas County, the opponent for Independence last week, is up 7-0 over single A James Monroe.
Well, everybody's checking out our rosters. And, Eric, at one time I had 3 Wyoming East rosters. Now I don't have any. So I'm really working on the fly here. Here comes the ensuing kickoff, and Wyoming East will cover it up over the 35. Let's see what they'll put him down at the 38-yard line. But, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate your patience of being tolerant because, like I said, the roster has changed so much for Wyoming East. And Independence, with their situation, they're playing so many players that we want to be able to keep up with the rosters and the players playing in the game the very best that we can. So with that said, Wyoming East will have the ball on their own 38-yard line. This will be the 4th time that the Warriors have had the football. They've turned it over on downs, and they've punted each of the last 2 times. As here's a pass to the near side, which is incomplete, and it'll be 2nd and 10 coming up for Wyoming East. So 2nd and 10 for the Warriors. Wyoming East is scheduled to play Liberty next Friday, and we're scheduled to be there. By the way, want to let our viewers know that there'll be a makeup game Tuesday night between Shady and Pikeview. That game will kick at 6 o'clock, and we'll have it here for you on Video Productions. We'll be on the air at 5:45. 6 o'clock kickoff Tuesday, November 2nd. Shady at Pikeview, and Shady and Liberty are playing tonight. Out of the shotgun, and there's going to be a penalty as half of Wyoming East's line moved, the other half didn't, and that's going to be false start, and that will cost Wyoming East 5, and the ball will go back to the 33-yard line and make it 2nd and 15.
And then I think if you look, Wyoming East's game plan is really just try to spread it out and throw, because I don't think they'll can get a run game going against this Independence defense.
No, and they had a nice play, that scramble that the quarterback Jackson Danielson had for Wyoming East. That was one good play, and then there was a nice play where the quarterback Danielson able to keep the play alive and made a nice throw on the far side that the receiver dropped.
Yes.
So you got to help, like we talked about, those are simple plays, and you got to be able to make a couple of those if you're going to have any kind of chances. Here's the shotgun snap, here's a throw, and this is going to be way overthrown and no one at all in the area of that, and that looks like a real miscommunication.
Yeah, look, the quarterback Jackson Danielson threw a go route, and the wide receiver ran a post route. So one good thing is there was no Independence defender in that area.
So on the incompletion, the clock will stop. And as you can see on your screen, 2:50 for the quarter. It's 22-0 Independence. It'll be 3rd and 15 for Wyoming East. They have the ball on their own 33-yard line.
And this is another big down. If you're Wyoming East, you want to try to, move the chains to keep that offense, that we've seen, quick strike offense. I think 7 plays and 3 touchdowns.
Twin receivers each side. Danielson takes the shotgun snap, trying to throw the home run ball. Got a man out there one-on-one and just couldn't get him the ball. But it was a nice thrown ball that time by the Wyoming East quarterback, and that'll bring up 4th down and force another punt by the Wyoming East Warriors.
Yeah, if you're Independence here, you'll have your 2 deep backs. Back will, I think, Linksweiler, and I think Colton Miller is the other guy that's back, the other deep back, and both of these guys are capable of taking it to the end zone at any time.
Well, it'll be Cook will be back to do the punting again. This will be the 3rd straight punt for Wyoming East. There's another flag on the play, and this ball is going to be caught by the Independence up back, and they get the ball to the 45. So now let's see, Eric, if they'll add 5 more yards. I don't see why they would, because the penalty is going to be against Wyoming East. It's going to be illegal procedure against Wyoming East. And you would think if Independence would decline the penalty, they would get the ball right there on the 45, that they wouldn't add 5 yards and take it to the 50.
Well,
and there's the call. So this is the exact same thing that happened the time before. Let's see if they move it to the 50.
Well, they're going the wrong way here. I think they need to go.
But I don't know why they would tack that on, and they are going to so they were consistent with it. I just don't understand that. So they will add the 5 yards. So you get the penalty and the yardage. So the third straight punt for Wyoming East, and Independence will start this drive right at midfield with a 1st and 10, already leading in the game 22-0.
It looks like they'll have Logan Phelan back in, not under center, but back in the shotgun at quarterback.
He has a receiver wide to each side. Phelan waits on the shotgun snap, takes it to throw. He's got time, throwing down the far sideline. Got a man out there. It's Cyrus Goodson. He makes the catch and gets out of bounds right there inside the 20-yard line. Is Goodson able to go up and catch it and bring it in for a big play and an Independence first down?
Yeah, I was able to look at area stats, Maris, and this Independence offense, leads a lot of categories in this area, but the two that stick out to me, they're two wideouts, lead the area in yards per catch at 26, and that will be Cyrus Goodson.
That's a 31-yard completion down to the 19. Here is Judah Price around the near side to the 10 to the 5. He's into the end zone for an Independence touchdown. So Independence has had the ball on 4 drives, and they're into the end zone again, and they have ran 3, 4, 7, 8. They've ran 9 plays right now, and they have 28 points, and I'm sure they'll line up and go for 2, as they will. So they're trying to put their 30th point on the board and have only ran 9 plays from scrimmages. Here's a running play, and Judah Price able to walk right in. And now your first quarter score is our new score with 2:18 left in the opening quarter is now 30-0 in favor of Independence.
And it's just it's not anything that Wyoming East is doing. They're just overmatched, outmanned in probably every aspect of the game here. And Independence is playing a lot of players and a lot of young players. They're just very explosive team.
Yeah, that was a 2-play drive. They hit the big pass to Cyrus Goodson on the far side that covered from the 50 down to the 19, and then Judah Price does the rest of the work as he runs 19 yards for a touchdown, and they also runs in the 2-point conversion. So Independence, just you blink an eye, they've ran 9 plays and they got 30 points on the board.
And that's just being consistent, actually, Maris, with how they've been all year. You give them any kind of possession on your side of the field, they're going to score usually in 4 plays or less.
So Wyoming East has had 19 plays and hasn't scored. They've had one time they turned it over downs, the last 3 times on punts. And for Independence, I mentioned 9 plays, and they put 30 points up on the board already. Here comes the ensuing kickoff, and it's going to be here to the near side, take a big hop, and it's going to get past the receiver that time trying to get the kickoff. He's going to get buried down inside the 10 or maybe right at the 10. But the main thing is
that was
Weaver, I believe. But
Caden Weaver.
Yeah, but you've got to be – when you get that big hop, and he just wasn't able to handle it, and we've seen several teams not been able to handle it, but you think the hop would help you.
Yeah, and the thing is with the hop, it got him going side to side, instead of straight up the field. And the defense with a kick team coverage for Independence has been pretty solid all year.
It has been. So Wyoming East will start this drive on their own 10-yard line. They've went out on downs, and the last 3 times Wyoming East have punted the ball. They've had a 3-and-out, 7-play drive and a punt, and a 3-and-out. So 30-0 to lead by Wyoming East, as you can see on your screen. We're at the 2:08 mark of the first quarter, and we're going to have a timeout. And there's a timeout on the field. And while we have a timeout, Eric, let's see if you can sneak in a few scores.
And I'm trying to get a couple updates here.
While you're waiting to get the scoreboard up, as I mentioned, the playoffs start here 2 weeks from tonight. And Liberty and Shady's in a big game as far as Liberty's concerned. Now, Shady still might be able to squeeze in the playoffs if they were to beat Liberty tonight and then beat Pikeview on Tuesday. But Liberty definitely, if they were able to get a win tonight and then beat Wyoming East a week from tonight, they would, I think, be able to slide into the playoffs.
Yeah, they'll slide in a top 8 spot probably as well. Herbert Hoover has extended this lead to 14-0 over Polka, still in the first quarter. 2 ranked teams going at it up north, Frankfort and North Marion, and Frankfort is up 12-7 on North Marion. Shady Spring is up 3-0 over Liberty in the first quarter.
And that's a big game that we will check. Of course, if you're Independence, I think, like I said, they're going to finish second anyway. But you beat both of those teams, so you're going to come out good either way. You're getting a bonus point either way there. So out of the timeout, it'll be 1st and 10 for Wyoming East on their own 10-yard line. It'll be Danielson out of the shotgun, takes the snap, throws a little screen pass to the far side. It's caught, crosses the 10, and knocked down right there about the 13, maybe the 14-yard line. That's a big hit. Couldn't really see
that was
who.
Judah Price.
Well, I could see Price made the hit, but I was just saying I couldn't see who made the catch for Wyoming East over there on the far side. And they're going to gain out to the 15, give him 5 on the play.
It looks like Gabe Rowling right here for Wyoming East that made the catch.
So that's a nice positive play for the Warriors to pick up 5 yards on first down.
Well, as you stated, they've had 22 plays now, and they've had some positive plays, but a couple penalties here and there. But they've actually moved the ball decent.
They're going to work out of the shotgun again. Trips here to the near side to the bottom of your screen. It's going to be a quarterback keeper all the way. Danielson trying to find the edge, and there's nothing cooking there. Independence looks maybe a loss back to the 14-yard line, as they try to spread Independence out and try to run the ball, and there was just no lanes in which to run, and it'll go for no gain. So it'll be a 3rd and 5 coming up for Wyoming East on their own 15-yard line as we're under a minute left in the game. Left in the first quarter, I beg your pardon. 30-0 is the score in favor of Independence.
It's 32-0.
32-0.
Yes.
I'm having a tough time with the scoreboard. Well, actually, one of the reasons, too, is that the scoreboard, I don't think all the lights are working in it. And my math is not very good. Where's my guy that done the heavy lifting can help me out? Here's a running play. And they're going to get across the 15. Not enough for a first down, but I should know that 4 touchdowns and 2 extra points. Four 2 extra points, that's 8. I do know that 8 times 4 is 32, so I beg your pardon.
Well, you do watch a lot of Andy Griffin, so you might be adding like Ernest T. Bass here tonight.
Yeah, but Ernest T. knew how to add. He had with his feet. So that may be the final play, and it will be the final play of the first quarter. Now I got it right after 1. Your score is Independence 32, Wyoming East nothing. You're watching live streaming coverage of high school football here on Video Productions.
Former college football player, I realized that sports-related injuries can happen real fast. Hello, I'm Dr. GROSE. If your child or grandchild is dealing with sports-related injuries, or maybe you're dealing with something that just won't go away, call me today and I can help you get back on the playing field. To better serve you, see us at one of our 3 locations in Beckley, Whipple, and Sophia at the numbers listed below. So take care of yourself. You deserve it.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us. New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton, or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us. New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
And we're back at Coal City, West Virginia. Going to the second quarter, the score is 32-0. 4 touchdowns and 4 two-point conversions for Independence, and that gives them a 32-0 lead. As we start the second quarter, it'll be a 4th down play, a punting situation for Wyoming East. Here's a high snap. Cook gets it, punts it, and it's going to be caught on the run by Judah Price, and he's going to get to the 30-yard line. So once again, another short field for Independence to start their 5th drive. They've scored on the previous 4, and they'll have the ball at the Warrior 30-yard line.
And this is a short field to work with here. So with this quick strike offense, Maris, this could be a 1 or 2 play drive, depends on how they play it.
Well, they've had a 3-play drive for a touchdown, another 3-play drive. Actually, they had a 3-play, 1-play, 3-play, and 2-play drives for touchdowns. So they ran 9 plays and have 32 points. So this will be their 10th play from scrimmage, as they'll start from the Wyoming East 30-yard line.
Quarterback change again, Trey Bowers.
Quarterback change. Trey Bowers will be in at quarterback. He works out of the shotgun, gets the snap, pitches it to the far side. That's Lynx Weiler. He breaks a tackle. He's down inside the 25, or maybe actually gets to the 25 and picked up 5 on first down.
And then they just have a great group of running backs here at Independence.
Yeah, nice stable of backs in which to get a lot of work, and I think this is good that you're getting kids experience that you may have to call on here in the next month, and also thinking about next year with returning players.
This is what you do, late in the football season, Maris. You build your depth, and these guys look more than ready and capable.
2nd and 5, now we've got a flag, and I didn't see any movement. Maybe someone lined up incorrectly because there was 9 on the play clock, so it wasn't delay of game. The side judge threw the flag on the far side.
Not enough men on the line of scrimmage, maybe.
Waiting to see the call. Still waiting. Haven't seen any indication. Maybe they're going to pick the flag up. Guess there's no penalty. Yep, going to wave it off and pick it up. No penalty on the play. It'll still be a 2nd down and 5 for Independence at the 25-yard line of Wyoming East. So out of the shotgun, Independence will work with Bowers as the quarterback. Waiting on the shotgun snap, 13 on the play clock. 32-0, as you can see, the Independence lead. Here's a reverse pivot. Bowers keeps it himself. Inside the 25, there's a flag.
Probably
this is coming back, to the 10, to the 5. Bowers goes in for a touchdown. If not a hold, it's either a hold or a block in the back on the edge. But that's coming back as that touchdown will be nullified due to the penalty.
Yeah, so Trey Bowers almost went 3 carries and 2 touchdowns as that one will be called back. And we saw that new wrinkle, the reverse pivot with the quarterback, and it seemed to
very
effective in keeping the defense on their heels.
Well, you were right. It is a hold. The line of scrimmage was the 25. They'll take it from the spot of the foul and back the Patriots up. So they'll back them back up, back across the 35, and they'll put the ball down. Let's see, maybe the 37, 38-yard referee still walking, getting out almost close to the 40. Actually, they're going to put the ball down at the 39-yard line. So instead of getting a 25-yard touchdown, they're 14 yards further back and make it 2nd down. They have the ball at the Wyoming East 39. They've got to get to the 20-yard line. 19 yards they'll need on this 2nd down play. Here's a running play to the near side. Linkswaller, he gets inside the 35, and he's tackled right there about the 33-yard line, bringing up 3rd down.
Yeah, and one thing, he let Linkswaller let the defense string that one out. A good job of Wyoming East stringing it out, using the sideline as another defender and holding them to a minimal gain there.
So it'll be a 3rd down play. I'm sure if you're Independence, you're thinking you got 2 downs in which to pick this up. You've got to get to the 20, so it's 3rd and 13 at the Wyoming East 33.
And let's see if they'll go empty here and try something down the field. Looks like a few younger wideouts in here.
Let's see what the Patriots will do. On 3rd and 13, Bowers waits on the snap, gets it, reverse pivot, turns around, pitches to Linkswaller. He's inside the 30, inside the 25. He's got a 1st down inside the 20. He's not done yet inside the 15, and he ran down on the far sideline. Looks to be about the 14-yard line, but it'll be enough for an Independence 1st down.
And just a great run, following your blocks. Nice blocks on the block on the edge there, and Linkswaller cuts it up, takes what the defense gets him, and picks up the 1st down.
Picked up 19 on the play. That'll move the sticks, as I mentioned. 1st and 10 for Independence at the Wyoming East 14-yard line. Already up in the ball game, as you can see on your screen, 32-0, 9.5 to go first half. Bowers is the quarterback. Linkswaller is the running back just off to his right. 14 on the play clock. Independence in no hurry here. The play clock's gone under 10. Bowers is set, waits on the shotgun snap, hands it to Linkswaller. He comes here to the near side and cuts it back up inside. He's got a nice run down inside the 5. He's near another 1st down, and he may have it. He had to get to the 4, and he's right at the down marker.
Yeah, right at the sticks. And I think the tackle really threw him forward for the 1st down, Maris, because he was on top of the defender and fell forward for the 1st down.
So it will be a 1st and go at the 4. That was a 10-yard run. And Independence knocking on the door again. They've scored every time they've had the ball. They have a 1st and go at the 4 We're under 9 minutes for the half. And on 1st and goal, Bowers works out of the shotgun. Looks over the defense. Gets the snap. Hands off to Linkweiler, and he will be able to get into the end zone off the right side for a touchdown. So that'll be a 5-play, 30-yard drive, and Independence has tacked 6 more on the board.
And one thing that Independence has been able to do, which has kind of been the theme of the year, is overcome a big penalty and still punch it in the end zone.
Yeah, they had a holding penalty on this drive, and at one time it was 2nd and 19. But the 5-play, 30-yard drive as Linkweiler gets the final 4 yards to make it 38-0 as they'll line up to go for 2. And actually there's a penalty on this one, so take the touchdown off the board as I see a late flag and the ball comes back to the 9-yard line. So hold the phone yet. They're not into the end zone yet on the penalty. So the penalty brings the ball back to the 9-yard line. And here comes Independence. They pitch it. Linkweiler, he's able to get up inside, get down to the 5 as he's trying to push the pile to get inside the 5. And he's able to get to the 4-yard line, which was the original line of scrimmage. So it'll be a 2nd and goal at the 4-yard line for Independence. Approaching 8 minutes left in the half.
Looks like Independence is really, like you said, they're in no hurry. They're just running the play clock, really trying to do what they can to not run it up.
Well, I think the main thing, you just want to get through the game and make sure everybody's healthy moving to the playoffs, which Independence will have 2 weeks to prepare because they don't play next week, and they'll be 8-0, and they only had 9 games anyways. Here comes the pitch out. Actually, it's a fake pitch, and there's a reverse pivot, and Bauer trying to take it up inside, and he got hit pretty good, and he gets no gain. So it's going to bring up a 3rd down play from the 4-yard line. 3rd and goal for Independence at the 4.
Yeah, it seems like Wyoming East was ready for the reverse pivot that time.
So let's see what Independence will orchestrate here on this 3rd and goal. Once again, Bowers, the quarterback, working out of the gun. Clock continues to move, approaching 7 minutes left in the half. And a 32-0 Independence lead. They're trying to tack a few more points on the board. And it's going to be a pitch to Linkweiler. He's got a wall in front of him. He'll get into the end zone off the right side for a touchdown. I'm looking around. I don't see any laundry on the field. And this time the touchdown will stand, and that will increase the lead to 38-0.
Yeah, and that was a well-blocked play there. As you stated, that was a wall set up, and Linkweiler was just able to find a crease and punch it in the end zone for another Patriot touchdown.
So that will be a 7-play, 30-yard drive that will make it 38-0, and they will line up to go for 2 with 6:54 left in the half. And the 2-point play will also be successful by Linkweiler right up the middle, and that'll take the score to 40-0. So with 6:54 left in the half, your new score, Independence 40, Westside nothing. Westside, I beg your pardon, Wyoming East nothing. You're watching live streaming coverage of high school football here on Video Production.
As a former college football player, I realized that sports-related injuries can happen real fast. Hello, I'm Dr. GROSE. If your child or grandchild is dealing with sports-related injuries, or maybe you're dealing with something that just won't go away, call me today and I can help you get back on the playing field. To better serve you, see us at one of our 3 locations in Beckley, Whipple, and Sophia at the numbers listed below. So take care of yourself. You deserve it.
Dad, what is a backflow prevention device?
Well, it's a device that's used to protect water supplies from contamination or pollution in homes or businesses.
Is that why you were talking to that man?
Well, he was a certified plumber from Modley's Plumbing and Heating. Modley's is fully licensed and insured in testing, installation, and service of backflow prevention devices. I just call 304-253-HELP, and they'll take care of it the right way.
I thought it was something for the car, so Mom wouldn't hit the house again when she was backing up.
Back at Coal City, West Virginia, Independence has scored again. They have scored 5 touchdowns and converted on all 5 extra points. And I think The biggest thing is the fact that Independence was able to convert on all 5 two-point conversions and take a 40-0 lead. We'll get into that after the kickoff. It's an onside kick. I don't think it went to 10 yards, but Wyoming East got on it anyway, and they will start at the Independence 49. But that's one thing throughout, and this is the 6th game that, Eric, you and I have done of Independence, and one of the things they've had problems at was converting the two-point conversions.
Yeah, and that's one of our things that we discussed could be an Achilles heel, so to speak, moving forward. Once you get into playoff play, you need to convert these two-point conversions and, the extra points if you kick it, because it could come to a two-point conversion to win a game.
So this is the best starting field position on any drive for the Wyoming East Warriors. They have the ball at the Independence 49-yard line. 40-0, as you can see on your screen, is the score with 6:52 left in the half. And it'll be Danielson, the quarterback, up under center for Wyoming East. Play action. He rolls the pocket. Pressure comes. He's under trouble, and he throws the ball behind the intended receiver because of the pressure. And the heat was coming in. Danielson just had to unload it to get rid of it as quick as he could.
And I'll tell you, one thing that I've learned about in this first half about Jackson Danielson, he's a pretty tough kid. He's taken 3 or 4 big shots, and he just keeps pulling himself up off the turf.
Trying to get that ball to Weaver, and because of the pressure, he threw the ball a little bit behind him.
Yeah, just a tad behind him, but I like what I see out of him. He's actually pushing the ball down the field, trying to create some offense.
So it'll be a 2nd and 10 play for Wyoming East. They have the ball at the Independence 49-yard line on a beautiful kind of brisk night here in Coal City, West Virginia. Here's Danielson on the throw. It's caught a nice slant, and that's going to be a first down inside the Independence 35 to the Independence 34-yard line. Eli Fralin able to haul that in, and that was one of the better plays that Wyoming East has had tonight.
Yeah, and that was the ball was right on the money, and a tough catch by Eli Fralin. I mean, Independence cornerback was there, but he held onto the ball and moved the chains.
That'll be a 16-yard completion. That'll be a first down. Got an update across town there here in Raleigh County. Beckley, the Flying Eagles lead Oak Hill 7-3. They're just completing the first quarter over there at Van Meter Stadium. Like I said, other county teams playing, Liberty and Shady. That's going on in Glen Daniel tonight. 1st and 10, Wyoming East at the Patriot 33-yard line. Back to throw his Danielson, and he's under heavy duress, and he throws a pass in the flat, and that's a big hit over there on the far side.
Yeah, nice contact there. And it seemed like the running back for Wyoming East was leaking out and just happened to look back, and the ball was there. And as he catches it, he takes a big shot and loses 2 yards on the play.
Yeah, they'll take him back to the 35-yard line. He took a big hit over there on that far sideline.
The same score still holding in the Liberty game.
Liberty Shady, which was?
Liberty Shady Spring 3, Liberty 0.
So 3-0
in the second quarter.
3-0 the Liberty score there.
Winfield and Herbert Hoover still leading Polka 14-0 in the second quarter.
Back to throw. Here comes the heavy pressure, and that's going to be maybe intentional grounding, perhaps. I don't see a flag, as that time the Wyoming East quarterback really had no chance. Jackson Danielson was under heavy pressure, and he just unloaded the ball. And the officials might be talking. I don't see the laundry, but it looked like that could have easily have been intentional grounding. And maybe that's going to be the call.
I think it's going to be the call. They're pushing them back.
Yes. And that's also a loss of down. So they'll lose the yardage and the down, but just really no chance that time by Jackson Danielson. The minute he got the snap under centers, he went back to pass. He had a guy hanging all over him.
Yeah, the closest receiver was the right tackle.
So that's going to be a loss of down, so make it 3rd down. And the ball will go back 15 yards all the way to midfield. So they got to get the ball down just inside the 15-yard line to convert on this one. So the work out of the shotgun this time. Here's the snap. You're going to throw a slant. It's caught to Cook. They spun there about the 35-yard line, maybe just a tad inside the 35, actually put him right down at the 35. And no question, it's a 4th down play that Independence will, that Wyoming East will go for it at the Independence 35-yard line.
Yeah, Danielson stood in there and threw a strike there on that slant. As the wide receiver was coming out of his break, the ball was right there.
Yeah, Tucker Cook was the one who caught the ball, the 6'1", 143-pound senior. So that's where they had it before the penalty. So they're going to need they got to get the ball down inside the 25. They're going to need about 12 yards on this 4th down play. Got plenty of time to throw. Now he's trying to scramble. Now rolls to the far side is Danielson. Now he looks. Now he's in trouble, and he's going to be sacked and thrown down to the turf as there was just nobody open. Good down. That was a coverage sack because there was nobody open, and Independence will take over on downs.
Yeah, good job by the defensive backs for Independence, Mariners, to keep everything in front of them and nowhere to really throw the ball, and Independence will take over in great field position again.
So Independence will take over on their own 41-yard line, leading in the game 40-0. As there's 3:56 left in the first half. Of course, the rule in high school football that if one team has a 35-point lead or larger, in the fourth quarter, it's a running fourth quarter clock. Now they can maybe, if the coaches agree to run the clock in the third quarter, we'll have to see what will happen there. But nevertheless, Independence will have the ball, as I mentioned, on their own 41-yard line. And let's see who's in there at quarterback. It is going to be Logan Phelan. And Phelan will pitch to Judah Price. He's got running room over the 45. Fumbled the ball right back into his hand, into the 40. Down the sideline to the 30. Down the near sideline, 20, 15, 10, 5 touchdowns, just like that. Wow.
That kid is a lightning bolt. Can we get maybe
the little general instant replay? But not only that, he fumbled the ball as he was running, fumbled it to himself as we watch the little general instant replay.
If you look, Judah Price outruns angles. I mean, he's just – and it looks like this kid has an angle, and he just outruns the angle.
If you see on the replay, actually the defender for Wyoming East actually hit the ball out of his hands and caused him to juggle it right back into his hands as he goes down the sideline for a 59-yard touchdown run. And they'll sit up and go for 2 as they lead 46-0. Reverse pivot Phelan. He's able to get into the end zone and make it 48-0.
And if I'm not mistaken, Maris, that's 2 50-plus rushing TDs for Judah Price in the first half.
So with 3:41 left in the half, Independence has extended its lead to 48-0 on a one-play drive. So you look, Independence has got 3 plays a touchdown, 1 play a touchdown, 3 plays a touchdown, 2 plays a touchdown, 7 plays, and now 1 play. So that's 3, 4, 7, 9, 10, 17 plays Independence has ran, and they have 48 points.
Yeah, that's just that's efficient.
And, and I don't know what some of the other teams, because as we mentioned when we came on, that only 2 other teams have scored more than Independence this year, and that is Class AAA Martinsburg and Class AA Herbert Hoover. But I wonder if their points scored is efficient as Independence for the ratio of number of plays to the total points in which they've scored.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that will be a tough stat for anyone. Independence, they really, really are very efficient on the offensive side. And speaking of Martinsburg, they traveled way, way down to Spring Valley, and they're still knotted at 7 in the second quarter.
Here's the kickoff, and once again, Wyoming's having a hard time. And, I've seen this a lot this year on the turf, and I would always think that the turf would make it easier to get the football. But a lot of these teams have really struggled trying to be able to get the football in these kickoffs bouncing off the turf.
Yeah, it seems like it's taken, awkward bounces on the turf, and they're just not being able to get their hands on it cleanly.
So on the 29-yard line is where Wyoming East will start this drive. 48-0 is the lead for Independence, 3:35 for the half. But, back in my day, Eric, and I'm talking over 40 years ago, there was only 2 places that I played that had turf. That was something unheard of. And, we'd have loved to play turf because you'd love to get that high bounce.
Yeah, it's a luxury to have this turf for sure.
Here's a first down play for Wyoming East. Here's a pass, and that's a nice defensive play. That's a good job by the defender that time for Independence, able to stick his hand in there and break that play up. And on that is Jarrett Steinkamp, who did a great job to break that pass up.
And I tell you, though, that is a good-looking throw by Jackson Danielson. Now, he has a nice little arm on him.
And he does, and he's really done his part. He's just at times been under heavy distress, or at times his receivers haven't helped him out a little bit.
Yeah. They've dropped a few, and he's put it on the money. He's scrambling pretty much, but he's still going at it.
So he'll work out of the shotgun on 2nd and 10 on their own 29-yard line. He'll have a receiver to each side of him. He'll have 2 backs. As Danielson takes the snap, throws the ball, seam, it's caught by Cook. It's a first down. He's up over the 40 out to the 42-yard line. And that's a nice gain, and that's a nice pass, a nice connection to Tucker Cook to move the chains for Wyoming East.
And it looks like Wyoming East has found a soft spot in the zone. If the corner is going to play off that far and the safety is playing middle, like center fielder in this defense, you could complete that pass most of the night.
That's a 13-yard pickup to move the chains and a first down. Clock is turning. We're under 2:50 for the half. 1st and 10 for Wyoming East on their own 42-yard line. They'll work with twin receivers to the top of your screen to the far side. Jackson Danielson on the quarterback. There's a flag thrown as he takes the shotgun snap, trying to throw the home run ball, throwing deep, and it's going to be caught to the 10, to the 5, touchdown Wyoming East. But we'll wait and see what the penalty flag is going to be. That's a beautiful throw as he hit Tucker Cook on the far sideline, and if the play stands, that'll be a 58-yard touchdown pass, and now we have to wait on the flag.
Yeah, we'll have to see where this flag.
Well, the flag came out right as the ball was snapped. So I don't know if Independence had lined up off sides or Wyoming East had moved. But the flag and the ball looked like almost at the same time as
Let's
we
get
watched
this instant replay on the little general instant replay here.
And I think they're going to pick the flag up, and the touchdown's going to stand. That's a beautiful throw, though.
It was. It was a strike just over the cornerback's head, right to the – yes.
So they picked the flag up. Whatever they thought they saw, I guess they didn't. And that will go for a 58-yard touchdown pass. And that will go from Jackson Danielson to Tucker Cook. And Wyoming East is on the board with their first score of the night. And that is a 3-play, 71-yard drive as they go for 2. The pass into the end zone is caught. And hauling that in will be Eli Fralin. And we've had every extra point successful here tonight.
Yeah.
And now your new score is now Independence 48 and Wyoming East 8. But I'll tell you, that was a good-looking play and a great throw that time by the Wyoming East quarterback.
Yeah, and Jackson Danielson, the quarterback for Wyoming East, he does a good job of keeping his eyes downfield. He's scrambling with a purpose, so to speak, not just getting out of the pocket and not knowing where he's going with the ball. And he let the play develop, and he threw a strike down the right sideline for a touchdown.
So Wyoming East gets their first points. They go for 2, and they get it. And it is 48-8, as you can see on your screen. Independence leading 2:25 for the half. And this is the final game for Independence. They had 9 games originally scheduled. The Poca game back on September the 10th was never played because of COVID, and they were never able to make that up. But with the win tonight, Independence will be the number 2 team as we head into the playoffs 2 weeks from tonight. And, Eric, I think maybe in all 3 classes, the top 3 or 4, we may know who the teams are, maybe not know exactly what position. I think the big scramble will be in the middle and toward the bottom of each of the 3 classes.
Yeah, and as you stated, the Shady Spring Liberty game has playoff implications. Even Shady's right there on the outside looking in, so if they can get a win down in Glen Daniel tonight, they'll have a chance to we do their game Tuesday. That could be for a shot to at least sneak in at 16 or so in the playoffs.
Right, and if Liberty were to lose that game to Shady, Liberty's playoff chances could take a significant blow.
Blow.
Yes.
So that is a big game.
For a lot of teams, their playoffs really start tonight. You've got to get these key wins.
This is an elimination weekend.
Here
Friday
comes
night.
the kickoff for Wyoming East. It'll be a squibber, as most all these teams do. It's picked up by Independence. It'll be Bowers coming to the near side over the 30, 35, 40. He's held up right there and knocked down about the 42-yard line, and that's where Independence will start this possession on their own 42-yard line is where the Patriots will set up shop.
Yeah, and you know what? On that play, Judah Price was the lead blocker, and he just does it all. He is fun to watch, Maris. We've had a chance to watch him several games, and he just does a lot for the team.
Well, this is our 6th Independence game, and in really none of the games we've done, Independence has not been challenged in really any of them, and they've been a offensive juggernaut. They've exploded in every game. In fact, the only game where they didn't score 50 or more was the first game of the season we did at Liberty, where they only got 47. And I say only, but they had 2 touchdowns called back in that game.
2 touchdowns called back, and every other extra point was missed.
So from the 42, it'll be first down. It'll be Bowers, the quarterback. Lynx Willer will get the call, and he'll come down the near sideline in front of the Independence bench. They run him out of bounds at the Wyoming East 40, but not before he picks up the first down.
Well, Lynx Swallers, he's really putting up some numbers here in this first half for the Patriots.
Yeah, that's an 18-yard run, and it'll be a first down for Independence at the Wyoming East 40-yard line as the clock stops when he went out of bounds at the 2:09 mark of the first half. So from the 40, it'll be first and 10. They'll run twin receivers to the top of your screen to the far side. Trey Bowers in at quarterback, and more than likely Trey Bowers will be Independence quarterback next year. Here's the pass to the near side, a new receiver into the ball game, and that is David Shufflebarger, a 540-pound senior that makes the catch on the near side, and he gets positive yardage, taking the ball from the 40 down inside the 35. They'll put him down at the 33-yard line. He picked up 7 on the play.
Yeah, nice pitch and catch right here, and you're right. I think Trey Bowers is probably the quarterback of the future, and, you know, they're solid at quarterback with Logan Phelan, but Trey Bowers, he brings a little more probably athleticism to the position.
So it'll be a second down and 3 coming up for Independence. They're not in any hurry. 20 on the play clock. We're under a minute and a half for the opening half. A 48-8 Independence lead. Twin receivers once again to the far side. Linkswaller will be the back to the left of Bowers. Bowers gets the snap, pitches the ball to Linkswaller. He's got an edge. He's inside the 30. He's got the first down. He's inside the or maybe right at the 25, and that's where they put him down at, but enough to move the sticks.
Yeah, just 10 to 12 yards per carry, you know, for Independence. They do a good job of at the point of attack blocking, and just huge lanes for the running backs to run through.
Yeah, they gained 8 on that play, and once again, it's another first down. So a new package of down for Independence. Trying to tack another touchdown on before the half. We've gone under a minute remaining in it. And Bowers will bring them up. 20 on the play clock. First and 10 at the 25-yard line of Wyoming East. You got twin receivers here to the near side. Got a slot. Here's a reverse pivot. Bowers keeps it himself. He's inside the 20-yard line. There's a flag, and that's going to be a hold on the edge, and that will nullify a nice game for Independence.
Yeah, it could be a face mask as well. I think a Wyoming East player may have got a little bit of Bowers' face mask as he turned the corner.
Well, we will see. That flag came in right away as Bowers did reach the edge, and you are right, as they're going to tack on 5 yards after the end of the run and take the ball down to the 12-yard line. And that will be enough for an Independence first down with the run plus the penalty yardage to get the ball to the 12. So they're not in any really hurry. 27 seconds and counting, and, you know, Independence up comfortably 48-8. So let's see what they do here as we're under 20 seconds for the half as Bauer works out of the shotgun, takes the snap, pitches the ball to the far side. There's some running room inside the 10, inside the 5. Linkswaller trying to get to the pylon, and he does, and he gets into the end zone right at 9 seconds left in the half, and that will be a touchdown for Independence. I don't see any flags, and Independence is over the half-century mark here in the first half.
And it's just too easy, you know, with this, you know, great offensive line. A lot of these are young guys getting in and doing their part, and just real big running lanes for the running backs.
54-8 is the score. That's a 5-play, 58-yard drive, and Independence will just take a knee. And we just got to have the kickoff, and then we'll get to the locker room. But Independence really have done what they wanted to do. They have this lead, Eric. They're up 54-8. In the second half, you know, I'd really be surprised if any of their regular players play in the second half, because with the lead, you can play so many other younger guys, guys that you have to count on later in maybe in the postseason, but definitely for next year.
Yeah, and what you're touching on, though, Maris, and we need our viewers to know this. He's been playing a lot of different guys, you know, but I don't think you'll see Judah.
Well, there's
Trey.
let's say there's no need to play those guys in the second
bring in
half.
like the J.D. Monroe at quarterback, something like that.
And let me say this. I think that's a lot of class there just to take a knee on the two-point conversion.
Yes,
there's
definitely.
no more – because, I mean, whenever you put anybody into the game you've got to go full speed. You
Yes.
got to play as hard as you can.
It's hard to tell a kid not to score.
Well, you don't want to tell anybody that. So regardless if he's your best player or if he's further on down on the depth chart, if he's in the game, you want him out there to do the best they can.
Yeah.
So we'll just have the kickoff, and that'll get us to the break, because there's only 8 seconds left in the first half. 54-8. Here's the kickoff once again. A big high bounce, and once again, Wyoming East having trouble with it. And it's going to be tackled all the way back to the 10-yard line with 2 seconds left. I imagine Wyoming East would just take a knee and get into the locker room.
Yeah.
Coming up at halftime, we'll have some individual team stats. And it's been all independents, as you can see on your screen, leading 54-8. We'll have some scores of other games. And Eric and I will kind of take a look at the roadmap to Wheeling. And for some teams, it's a straight line to Wheeling. For other teams, a little bit more crooked and through hills and peaks and valleys, as it could be difficult. It's difficult for anybody to get to Wheeling, but some teams have maybe a little bit, like I said, a little bit more directional path.
Yes, and you're setting really nice if you're Independence, and as they should close this victory out, they're going to, definitely be the number 2 seed going into the playoffs.
So that's the final play of the first half. Your score at halftime is Independence 54, Wyoming East 8, as we'll give you our second quarter break coming up as you're watching live streaming coverage of high school football here on Video Productions.
General Stores has served our hometowns for decades, providing those essential needs for the road of life. Rest assured, you'll leave knowing they have your needs covered. And by the way, tell them Hug sent you.
As a former college football player, I realized that sports-related injuries can happen real fast. Hello, I'm Dr. GROSE. If your child or grandchild is dealing with sports-related injuries, or maybe you're dealing with something that just won't go away, call me today and I can help you get back on the playing field. To better serve you, see us at one of our 3 locations in Beckley, Whipple, and Sophia at the numbers listed below. So take care of yourself. You deserve it.
Dante Stills? Doug Nestor? You guys show up here?
Yeah, man, all the time. Wait, Doug, I got you on this.
All right, I'll get you next time.
Welcome back to Coal City, West Virginia, here at Independence High School. I'm Maris Lowry with Eric Thomas. Chris Farish is on stats. Andrew Boland producing and directing tonight's game. And our cameraman, the guy that does all the heavy lifting, Mr. Nick Eskins, with us again tonight. And I tell you, I don't think we could make it without him, because he does do all the heavy lifting. But at the break, Independence in total control, leading in the game 54-8. And, Independence very efficient on offense. As a matter of fact, they scored every time they had the ball. The first drive was 3 plays they got in the end zone. The second drive, only 1 play before they got in the end zone. Then another 3-play drive for a touchdown. Then a 2-play drive for a touchdown. A 7-play drive for a touchdown. A 1-play drive, a 1-play drive, and a 5-play drive. And they were able to really dominate in that first half of putting up 54 points and holding Wyoming East to only 8. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and take our first halftime break. When we come back, Eric will give you team and individual totals. And while I was talking, one of the officials came up here and told us we only got 6 minutes quarters in the second half. So we kind of felt that, Eric. We thought we might have 8 minute quarters with the running clock. Now we're at 6 minute quarters.
Well, and it's the right thing to do, because, for one, if you're Independence, you don't want to get any injuries. And the understaffed and young Wyoming East team does not need to get buried anymore.
Yeah, so once again, you can see on your screen, Independence leading 54-8. We'll take our halftime break. When we come back, Eric will recap some of the team and individual totals as you are watching exciting high school football live streaming coverage here on Video Productions.
Jack, did you see those new windows and doors the homeowner put on their home?
Yeah, and this new door they set us next to is sweet as pumpkin pie.
It's made in America. Quality made and efficient too.
There's no time like now to buy new windows, siding, and doors from Window World of Beckley.
Choose from many door styles, siding colors, and window glass and grid options. We'll help you design your perfect home.
Call Window World of Beckley for your new window, siding, and door estimates.
If you're looking to sell your vehicle, Auto Buyers of West Virginia is your solution. We buy all cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs and have a simple and safe way to sell your vehicle. We'll give you a free appraisal on your vehicle and make you an offer to buy it on the spot. Whether you're still making payments or have a clear title, we'll turn your car into cash today at Auto Buyers of West Virginia. So come see us at Cranberry Creek Shopping Center off Eisenhower Drive in Beckley. Auto Buyers of West Virginia, the simple, safe, and secure way to sell your vehicle.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications, or strings, or hassles. It can be that way again. Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
My name is Hank, and I'm coming clean. Everyone I know thinks I know something about plumbing. Oh, I look the part, I talk the talk, I have all the tools, snake, pipe wrenches, torches, but I can't fix anything. I can't even flush a toilet. What they don't know is I've been calling Motley's Plumbing and Heating. They're fully licensed and insured. I just simply call 304-253-HELP, and here they come down the road to fix the problem. It just feels so good to get rid of the guilt.
At Pioneer Community Bank, your banking needs are our priority. Looking to buy a home, a vehicle, or just need a personal loan for that special project? Our loan professionals are here for you. We also offer all business banking products, which allows us to serve all your financial needs. Set up your online banking at pioneercommunitybank.com and download the mobile app for your convenience and ask about our personal and business products today. Pioneer Community Bank, investing in Southern West Virginia since 1931. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back, Coal City, West Virginia, here on the campus of Independence High School. As you can see on your screen at the break, Independence in total control, leading Wyoming East 54-8 for the team and individual totals of the first half. Here's Eric.
Okay, so Independence, Maris, they were able to get 327 total yards of offense, 256 on the ground. They had two running backs to go over 100 yards. Judah Price leads the way, 4 carries, 114 yards, and 3 scores. Tyler Linksweiler, the young sophomore, came in, 10 carries, 101 yards, and 2 scores. And Trey Bowers was able to tote it 4 times, 41 yards, and 1 score for a total of 256 yards. They had 71 yards in the air. Logan Phelan only played probably 2 series in the first half, was 2 for 2 for 64 yards and a score. Bowers had 1 reception for 33 yards and a touchdown to lead the way. For the Wyoming East Warriors, they're Jacob Danielson?
Yeah, it's correct.
Jackson Danielson. He's been their offense. They have 138 total yards of offense, and he leads the way with 8 carries and 22 yards on the ground. And passing, he's 8 of 17, 114 yards, and a score.
And, you know, while you were talking, I was looking at that, Eric, so how efficient Independence was. They had 54 points on 22 offensive plays in that first half.
Yeah, that's an amazing stat. And, you know, we could go back and look at our charts, and I guarantee you you would be hard-pressed to find an offense that's been this consistently efficient all year.
You know, when somebody asked me the other day who was Independence punter, I actually drew a blank. And I know they have punted, and this being the 6th game that you and I have done, but I bet they haven't punted 5 times in the 6 games in which you and I have done. And this is the 6.5 or at halftime, but I can't really tell you who the punter is.
And we went 2 games with 0 punts, and I think they punted 2 times last week. And
that was it.
And that's the most I can remember.
Yeah, and they obviously haven't punted tonight with the 54-8 lead. We'll go ahead and take our second halftime break. When we come back, we'll try to get you caught up with some scores as you are watching live streaming coverage of high school football here on Video Productions.
The earth beneath my feet is turning.
first set of wheels didn't come with complications or strings or hassles. It can be that way again. Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
Little General Stores has served our hometowns for decades, providing those essential needs for the road of life. The LG family goes above and beyond to ensure that your experience is an easy one. That's why they offer the LG Rewards Card, a way to earn points for free drinks, coffee, and even discounts on fuel. Rest assured, you'll leave knowing they have your needs covered. And by the way,
tell them Hug sent you.
That's right. Little General Stores, your road's neighbor.
As a former college football player, I realized that sports-related injuries can happen real fast. Hello, I'm Dr. GROSE. If your child or grandchild is dealing with sports-related injuries, or maybe you're dealing with something that just won't go away, call me today and I can help you get back on the playing field. To better serve you, see us at one of our 3 locations in Beckley, Whipple, and Sophia at the numbers listed below. So take care of yourself. You deserve it.
Massey Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us. New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton, or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us. New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
Welcome back to Coal City, West Virginia. You can see on your screen here at halftime, Independence in total control, leading Wyoming East 54-8 with the win by Independence. They will lock down the number 2 seed in Class AA when the playoffs start in a couple of weeks. But Eric, even though it's not officially the playoffs for a lot of teams, it feels like playoff games who need victories. You've got some other scores. And
what you talked about is right. We've had an unconventional schedule too. Like some teams playing Tuesday, Friday, or Friday, Tuesday, trying to get these games in. And Liberty and Shady is the one area teams that come to mind and that really, really need a victory tonight to keep their hopes alive. And Shady Spring is up 10-6 on the number 9 ranked Liberty Raiders at halftime. So Liberty, if they can get that win and then beat Wyoming East next week, that would probably get them in the top 8 and get them at least one home game. Yeah, and Herbert Hoover is the score is holding steady over Polk of 14-0 at halftime now. And that's number 1, Herbert Hoover against number 2, Polk in Class AA. Yeah, no, actually it's the opposite. Polk is actually one in the rankings. Herbert Hoover 2. Well, yes. The winner's going to be 1. Yes. And the loser, if it's going to drop to probably 4. If it's Herbert Hoover that loses, they'll fall to 3. If it's Polk that loses, they'll fall to 4. Yeah, and in the AAA ranks, AAA number 1, Martinsburg, is at Spring Valley, and they've taken the lead. Berg has taken the lead. They were down. Let's see if we can get a Woodrow Wilson score. Woodrow Wilson's still up 7-3 over Oak Hill in the second quarter. So, for a lot of these teams, as I mentioned, Eric, for some teams, the path's never easy to Wheeling, but a more straight road. For an example, when I say that, Independence, they know
what's ahead of them. They're going to win this game. They're up 54-8, so they know whomever their opponent is, and that's what they don't know 2 weeks from either tonight or 2 weeks from tomorrow, the opening round. But they know as long as they're playing, the games are going to be here at home. So that's what I mean. They have the clear path to Wheeling. That doesn't mean they're going to get there. But for other teams, you might have to go through this or that and got to get help over here and help out of that. Independents don't need any help. It's all up to them.
And it's good to know your last game at home tonight that you're going to be open up the playoffs. And if you continue to win, stay at home as long as you win all the way to the
right.
Super Six.
Well, if you're a 1 or a 2 seed, you know that, your home is until you can get to that title game if you're fortunate enough to do it. So I think you do have a couple more scores.
Yeah, speaking of jockeying, and this is a team that I've been keeping my eye on all season because Bluefield. We had a chance to watch them scrimmage here on this field, and they're right now on the outside looking in, and they're playing Ridgeview, Virginia right now. They're up 7-0, Bluefield is, in the second quarter. And they still have a chance to slide in at 16.
Well, here's the thing with Bluefield. They have to win this game tonight. As you mentioned, they're up 7-0. They're home with Mingo Central next week. They had to forfeit against Beckley because you have to have a minimum of eight games.
Yes.
And if they didn't forfeit, that would only leave them with 7, and they had no chance to get in. Therefore, they had to forfeit that game so they can qualify for the postseason. I think we got some other updates. Yeah, we got that. Shady beating Liberty 10-6. We'd mentioned that.
Yeah,
and that's the score that everybody's looking at here.
That's the score to look to right here, and that's what's interesting about Bluefield right now. And you know this, Mares, that is one of those teams that if they come in at 16, I'm not sure. It'll be a tough road for someone if you're one and you got a Bluefield coming in at 16 coming to play you.
Well, that's a very dangerous squad, no doubt about it. Go ahead and take our I believe this is our final halftime break, and we'll do that here from Coal City. As you can see on the screen, the Patriots in front in a big way, leading Wyoming East 54-8. You're watching live streaming coverage of high school football here on Video Productions.
The Auto Mall, West Virginia's largest GMC Buick dealer, is a proud sponsor of West Virginia high school athletics and our area student athletes. Beckley Auto Mall, with 3 locations for your convenience: 3934 Robert C. Byrd Drive in Beckley, 199 Rogers Street, Princeton, and 368 Seneca Trail in Fairleigh. Plus, you can shop 24/7 at BeckleyAutomall.com. Beckley Auto Mall and West Virginia student athletes, a winning combination. GMC, we are professional grade.
Did you see those new windows and doors the homeowner put on their home?
Yeah, and this new door they set us next to is sweet as pumpkin pie.
It's made in America, quality made and efficient too.
There's no time like now to buy new windows, siding, and doors from Window World of Beckley.
Choose from many door styles, siding colors, and window glass and grid options. We'll help you design your perfect home.
Call Window World of Beckley for your new window, siding, and door estimates.
Massey Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
Motley's Plumbing and Heating of Beckley, West Virginia is now hiring journeyman or master plumbers. You must have a West Virginia plumbing license and a valid driver's license. All interested parties may apply at Motley's Plumbing and Heating at 101 First Street, Beckley, West Virginia, or interested applicants can call 304-253-HELP. Once again, you may apply in person at Motley's Plumbing and Heating, 101 First Street, Beckley, West Virginia. Motley's Plumbing and Heating is an equal opportunity employer.
At Pioneer Community Bank, your banking needs are our priority. Looking to buy a home, a vehicle, or just need a personal loan for that special project? Our loan professionals are here for you. We also offer all business banking products, which allows us to serve all your financial needs. Set up your online banking at pioneercommunitybank.com and download the mobile app for your convenience and ask about our personal and business products today. Pioneer Community Bank, investing in Southern West Virginia since 1931. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
And we welcome you back to Coal City, West Virginia with Eric Thomas. I'm Maris Lowry. Chris Ferry's another outstanding job on stats thus far, as he always done throughout the course of the season, as Andrew Bolin has been excellent producing and directing the games. And where would we be without our heavy lifter, Mr. Nick Eskins, on camera? I mean, you know what? I've been slighting him throughout the course of the season, and I got to give him his props because he's not only the heavy lifter that does all the work, he's also our security, Eric. And I don't know if you need security, but I do, and I appreciate our main man, Nick, providing that security.
Yeah, I definitely need security. I'm a little tired, after a long day.
Yeah, 54-8, as you can see on your screen, and ready to start the second half. And in case you didn't hear, as we get into the second half, we're going to run 6-minute quarters. And in the third quarter, the clock will stop when they go out of bounds. But in the fourth quarter, the clock is going to run straight through. And we had talked about it in the previous segment that, Eric, you and I feel that that's really – I don't think anybody would disagree that that's the thing that not
needs to be done.
Yeah.
I think it's beneficial to both teams, too, because, something freakish could happen. I mean, you could get hurt on any play in football, but you just don't want to be in a blowout in a rout, have a chance for an injury that could affect you down the line.
Well, not only that, teams. You wouldn't want maybe a late – and I'm not saying any team would do it, but something might get chippy, and it could get into a push here. One push leads to another shove there,
yes.
A hit here, a hit there, and nobody wants that.
Yeah, and Independence has been very classy, actually. The score is what it is, but they threw the ball 7 times, I think, total, and they've really tried to keep the score down.
Well, we said that on top that even on paper we knew what a big mismatch it was, and Wyoming East, like I said, just very limited in the players they have. Now the players they have played really hard and they fought through it, and you got to commend Wyoming East for that.
Yeah, exactly. And the quarterback especially, Jackson Danielson, he's done it. I've been really impressed with him. He's been under, as you said, he's been under duress most of the first 2 quarters, and he's completed some balls. He's taken some shots, but he's hung in there, and the kid has played very well.
Yeah, that 58-yard touchdown pass that he threw to Tucker Cook was really a thing of beauty. He was under pressure. He rolled, and he's just told Cook to just keep running, and he threw a great ball down the far sideline, and it was caught and then ran in for a touchdown by Tucker Cook, the only score for Wyoming East. But that was a very good-looking play.
Yeah, great play, and he scrambles with a purpose and keeps his eyes downfield, as I stated earlier, and that's hard to do. Once a play breaks down, most quarterbacks are just ready to run, and he kept his eyes downfield and found his receiver for a nice pass.
And, of course, Independence's top offensive gun, Atticus Goodson, he did not suit up tonight. Actually, Coach Lilly told me earlier this afternoon he hadn't practiced all week and knew he wasn't going to go. And so the main thing is, if you're Independence, is you want to get out of here, make sure everybody's healthy. You want to get the guys that are a little banged up, like Atticus Goodson, healthy, no matter who you take on 2 weeks from tonight or 2 weeks from tomorrow when you host the opening round of the playoffs.
Yeah, and the thing to do is to be as healthy as you can be. Everybody's going to have some bumps and bruises, but you just want it to be the normal thing. You don't want to go in with any major significant injury going into playoffs.
Right, because really, no matter, if Independence, and then they're going to finish second, so that means they would play whoever finishes 15, and I wouldn't have any idea who would be 15 now, but whoever's 15 now, that might have to depend on what else happens tonight and what happens again next week.
Yeah, the final standings will shake out way different because Independence has 2 weeks to see who they're going to play.
And I think next week you would just get down to basics, work on fundamentals, things that you do good, and then once you know who you're going to play, then you can zero in, prepare for that particular team.
Yeah, probably just try to keep some conditioning, perfect your plays, exactly, what you said, and just the following week is when you get down to the brass tacks and watch a little film and they know what you're going to do and you know what they're going to do, and just line up and play.
And as a head coach, you might give them Monday off.
Yeah,
you might.
maybe.
You might.
Maybe.
But even if you gave them Monday off and you got to actually, this is just me, and of course, I've never coached a game, and I say this all the time. Anybody that has won one game in any sport has won one more than I have. But I would say this, I've been around it enough, and I've played it. But I think maybe if you gave them off Monday, you worked on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, give them the weekend off, and then when you come back the following week,
fresh legs,
you know who you're going to play, then you start preparing for that particular team.
Yeah, I'm down with that roadmap right there, Coach. You put your coaching hat on.
I did. I got my coaching hat on. But so anyway, we're moments away from getting the second half started. As we mentioned, it's just 6-minute quarters. They do have 12 up there now, but we were told that 6 minutes. So I guess they have to wind that down to 6 minutes or see how they're going to do. As we're waiting for, I guess, the captains to meet at the center of the field.
I think they already did that. They decided which way you're going to kick and receive. And
so Independence will get the ball first. They'll be working left to right as you watch on your TV screen. 54-8 is the halftime lead. Like I said, 6-minute quarters here in the third and fourth quarter. As Wyoming East will tee it up. Let's see where they're going to put it down. Maybe here on the near side hash, or actually in between the hashes right there on the X. Going back is Judah Price here on the near side. Looks like Trey Bowers. That's Trey Bowers. They're standing on their own 20-yard line awaiting the kick. 6 minutes is put on the clock, and we're ready to rock and roll for the second half. Independence leading in the game 54-8. So there's the whistle, and we are ready for second half action.
I'm anxious to see if this is a squibber.
Well, about all of them have been, and that's the very up man getting the ball there about the 47-yard line. So there's where Independence will start their first possession of the second half on their own 47.
Once again, great field position. Let's see if Independence rolls out with any of their first teamers to start this second half.
Yeah, the worst starting field position for Independence has been their own 41-yard line. So that's been pretty good when that's your worst starting field position, and they've scored on every drive. So they'll have the ball first and 10. Will Independence working left to right. They have the ball on their own 47-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like they're rolling J.D. Monroe out at quarterback.
Monroe will be the quarterback. Lynx Waller will also be in the backfield with him. They have twin receivers here to the near side. First and 10 Independence. 6-minute quarters here in quarter number 3. Here's going to be a pass from Monroe over to the far side. It's caught and gets up near midfield and across midfield. I'm trying to see who caught that. Is that Cyrus Goodson?
Yes.
And I do believe that's only his second catch of the ball game.
Maybe trying to get Cyrus a little work in this third quarter.
Yep, get the ball out to midfield. So the play will gain 3 on first down, make it 2nd and 7 right at midfield. Wyoming East does have one more game remaining. They're at home next Friday against Liberty. And Liberty, the last time we checked, we're down 10-6 at the break against Shady, and that's a huge game, and we'll keep you up to date throughout the second half. 2nd and 7 for Independence. Here's the shotgun snap. Monroe will hand it off to Linkswaller, comes to the near side to 45, and he's dragged down by the face mask. Here comes the flag out. He's right at the first down marker, but they'll tack the 15 on to the end of the play, and it'll be yet another Independence first down.
Yeah, that was a big-time yank right there. Linkswaller went airborne. That's all you can do once they grab a hold of that face mask is give yourself up.
So he had the first down, and then, like I said, they'll add the 15 to the end of the run. And when they mark off the penalty, the ball gets down inside the 30 at the Wyoming East 29-yard line with a first down. So at the Warrior 29, where Independence will have a first down. Like I said, we're 6-minute quarters. You can see on your screen we're under 5 for the third. Monroe will be the quarterback out of the shotgun. Twin receivers up to the top of your screen to the far side. Monroe takes the snap, pitches the ball to Linkswaller, trying to get to the edge. There's a flag that's coming back as they run the ball down to about the 25-yard line. They gain 4, but the Laundry's on the field again, Eric. And
that's going to be a block in the back and give them back 15 more.
Yep, either a block in the back or a hold, and it's going to be a hold on the edge that allowed Independence to get to the corner, and the flag came out right about the 30-yard line, and they'll mark that off. But we've seen that on a couple of different times tonight. Whenever they've got to the edge, the laundry has come out.
Yeah, and it's when the end is trying to get away. The defensive end is trying to get away from the block, and it stretches it out, and it's just right there to the line judge can see it and has to throw the flag.
And since it was a holding penalty, it was only a 10-yard penalty. It happened at the 30, so we'll take the ball back to the 40, and it'll be first down, and it'll be a running play to Linksweiler. Linksweiler, I beg your pardon, he gets inside the 35 down to about the 34 of Wyoming East, bringing up a second down play. So they put the ball down at the 34-yard line. We're approaching 4 minutes left for the third quarter in a game that Independence is totally in control of and has been, leading in the ball game by the score of 54-8. Independence in no hurry, 23 on the play clock. Have the ball at the 34-yard line of Wyoming East. So J.D. Monroe will work out of the shotgun.
They're just milking the play clock down. This is
under 10 now on the play clock. Here's the snap, reverse pivot. And this is going to go for a loss as he's thrown back on the play. And making that tackle is Preston Walls, a 6'3", 255-pound senior for Wyoming East.
good play behind the line of scrimmage by Preston Walls. This will be third down and a long, long way to go.
They have the ball at the 37, and they've got to go to the 20-yard line or just inside the 20. They're going to need 18 yards on this third down play. No question they'll go for it on, they got 2 downs to pick it up. We're approaching 3 minutes on this running 6-minute third quarter clock. So it'll be a third down play for the Patriots, as they will have twin receivers to the far side, one receiver here to the bottom of the screen, out of the shotgun, back to throw is Monroe. He's got time, throwing the deep ball on the far side, and it is caught down inside the 5-yard line. What a beautiful throw. And you know what? I think the catch was every bit as good as the throw. That was a great connection.
Let's get this.
And hauling that pass in, let me find that on my sheet here. That is Colton Miller able to make the play.
Okay, let's see if we can get this little generous to replay. J.D. Monroe shows a little arm here. He just lays it out there and lets Colton Miller go right up under it. Really close to scoring on that play.
A 34-yard play, and that'll be first and goal for Independence. That was a well-thrown ball and just as good a catch as it was a throw. So first and goal for Independence at the 3. Monroe works out of the shotgun, takes the snap, keeps it himself off to the right side, and he's able to walk into the end zone for another Independence touchdown. And I say another because they've scored every time they've had the ball, as the drive will go 6 plays and 53 yards.
Yeah, real efficient, and it's happened. They're real consistent when they get a penalty, Maris, to get behind the chains, and they still find a way to get it in the end zone.
So that'll take the lead to 60-8, and they will not go for 2. They'll just take a knee. So your new score will be Independence 60 and Wyoming East 8 at 2:09 remaining here in the third quarter. And like we talked about, when you bring in your reserves, everybody wants a chance to play and a chance to shine. And these are some of the reserve guys, or you're looking at the future. And that was a well-thrown ball by J.D. Monroe.
It was, and he hung in the pocket and laid it out there for Colton Miller, and Miller made one heck of a catch, 2 defenders there. I mean, what more can you say? That was just a good throw and a great catch, and Independence is just a well-oiled machine.
Yep, and that play covered 34 yards, and like I said, that was a 6-play, 53-yard drive that Independence has scored on every possession here tonight. And 60-8 is the lead as we're at the 2:09 mark here in the third quarter.
I have an update on the Shady Spring Liberty game. Shady Spring has widened their lead. They're up 16-6 in the third quarter.
So Shady in front, 16-6, and Shady, if they get the win tonight, if they hang on and win that, and then able to beat Pikeview on Tuesday. I guess maybe depends on other results. Like I said, they could perhaps slide into the playoffs.
Yeah, they're going to try to do their part. All you can do is win the games that are left in front of you.
So here's an onside kick by Independence. The ball is going to be recovered by Cyrus Goodson. He can't advance it. But like I said tonight, Wyoming East has had so much difficulty. And I really can't understand it because I would think that those high hops on the turf is like baseball. You would rather have high hops to make it easier to field the ball.
Than it rolling, yes. And you know what? I don't even think those are planned onside kicks by Independence.
Well, like I said, I think in my day, you didn't have to be as fast as you do today to return kicks, and
yes.
I did that. And back when we played on rock and we played on with a little bit of grass,
tricky
you
hops.
never got a hop like that. You would love to get, actually, just like pavement or anything, but on that turf, you would love to get a hop like that.
Perfect hop, just misplayed, and Independence back on offense.
Back on offense, and they'll have the ball at the Wyoming East 43-yard line. And I'm with you. I don't think it was intended, but just Wyoming East has had so much trouble of handling the kickoff on the turf as Monroe, once again, will be the quarterback out of the gun. And we've got whistles blown, and I think the play clock ran down on them. It did, as we're at 2:06 for the third quarter, and that will cost Independence 5 yards, delay a game, take the ball back to the 48-yard line.
Yeah, look for Independence to be real vanilla here and probably just try to run it between the tackles and milk this last 2 minutes of the third quarter.
And then when we get into the fourth quarter, we'll be looking at a continuous 6-minute running clock. So from the 48, 1st and 15 for Independence at the, as I mentioned, the Wyoming East 48, reverse pivot with J.D. Monroe. He takes it to the far side, and he's going to gain maybe nothing. Yep, don't look like he's very fortunate just to get back to the original line of scrimmage. So it's going to be 2nd and 15 for Independence at the 48-yard line of, actually they're going to lose a yard throwing back to the 49-yard line. So it'll be 2nd and 16 for Independence at the Wyoming East 49-yard line. We're approaching a minute and a half remaining third quarter.
They'll probably run this all the way down on the play clock and snap it probably at 2.
Yep.
Run some clock.
So let's see what they cook up. J.D. Monroe will be the quarterback. He sends twin receivers to the near side, to the bottom of your screen, receiver to the far side. Monroe working out of the gun, waits on the shotgun snap, gets it, hands the ball off to Linksweiler. He comes to the right side. He's got a block. He's inside the 45, inside the 40, inside 35, 30, 25, and pushed out of bounds right at the 20-yard line. And another big gain by Linksweiler for Independence right out at the 20-yard line. So that'll be a 29-yard run on the play.
The only thing he did wrong on that play was go out of bounds. Linksweiler.
Well, of course, he got pushed out of bounds. But he does carry the mail, like I mentioned, from the 49 to the 20 as they push him out of bounds as we're under a minute for the third quarter. So with this win, Independence is locked in the number 2 seed in the AA playoffs, and I think they're just going to take a knee and end the quarter here. For Wyoming East, they do have one more game remaining. They'll play Liberty at home next Friday, and right now Liberty is trailing Shady 16-6 in the third quarter down at Glen Daniel. And Liberty desperately needs to beat Shady tonight and also beat Wyoming East next week so they can get a home game in the opening round of the playoffs, and that's going to be the final play of the third quarter. So after 3, your score is Independence 60, Wyoming East 8. You're watching live streaming coverage of high school football here on Video Productions.
Looking to sell your vehicle, Auto Buyers of West Virginia is your solution. We buy all cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs and have a simple and safe way to sell your vehicle. We'll give you a free appraisal on your vehicle and make you an offer to buy it on the spot. Whether you're still making payments or have a clear title, we'll turn your car into cash today at Auto Buyers of West Virginia. So come see us at Cranberry Creek Shopping Center off Eisenhower Drive in Beckley. Auto Buyers of West Virginia, the simple, safe, and secure way to sell your vehicle.
My name is Hank, and I'm coming clean. Everyone I know thinks I know something about plumbing. Oh, I look the part. I talk the talk. I have all the tools, snake, pipe wrenches, torches, but I can't fix anything. I can't even flush a toilet. What they don't know is I've been calling Modley's Plumbing and Heating. They're fully licensed and insured. I just simply call 304-253-HELP, and here they come down the road to fix the problem. It just feels so good to get rid of the guilt.
We welcome you back to Independence High School, and during the break they just announcst, Eric, your former coach, right? Wayne Peters is in the house tonight, and I don't know if you had a chance to visit with him. Of course, I've known Wayne Peters for years. He coached at Beckley Junior High way back in the day.
Before he came here to Independence, and he really changed the culture over here. I mean, he came in, and Coach Peters was a great guy, great storyteller, great to play for.
So we start the fourth quarter, our running clock. Independence has the ball at the 21-yard line of Wyoming East, and they're just going to take knees and turn the ball back over to Wyoming East. And this is a lot of class of what we got going on right here. This is the good things about sportsmanship in high school.
Yes, it's definitely a good thing to do this.
So it's a third down play. They just take another knee and turn the ball back over here on third and fourth down. Take knees and turn the ball over to Wyoming East. As the clock continues to run, approaching 5 minutes left in the game, and Independence is going to finish the season undefeated, 8-0. And with this win here, Eric, and putting up 60 points, they came in averaging 58. This might get them to averaging 60 going into the playoffs.
Yeah, I think it was like a 58.7, something like that. So
I didn't round it off. So that I don't know. I did do my own math.
Right.
And I used the calculator.
I was going to say your math has been kind of questionable early on in this game.
but then I start using Ernest T. Bass math. I start using my feet and my hands. And
I helped you out with that.
Yes,
I said,
yes, you did.
Do it the Ernest T. Bass way, and you came through.
Ernest T. Bass, he knew that 25 and 25 equals 50, but he had to do a jig and count it in his head how many times he stomped his foot on the floor. So I'm sure they're just going to they'll take another knee and turn the ball over on downs to Wyoming East.
Yeah.
As we approach only 4.5, and now that's what they've done. So on downs, Wyoming East will take over. And that's a classy move by Independence coach John Lilly. So Wyoming East will have the ball, and let's see where they'll have it at. The 24-yard line. So from their own 24, Wyoming East will have it. And they'll work out of the shotgun. No, actually, it'll be under center this time by Jackson Danielson. As the rain comes down a little bit, this is a little mist, and here's going to be a running play. And there's a nice gain up over the 30, up over the 35. Going to have a first down. And carrying the ball that time is Gabe RALEIGH, a 5'8", 185-pound junior, and he'll pick up a first down up over the 35 out to the 36-yard line.
A nice run by Gabe. RALEIGH just finding the seam, given what the defense has given him.
And they'll actually give him the 37, so he'll get 13 on that play. Like I said, it's starting to mist a little bit. Starting having rain here in Coal City. And we're coming down to 3 minutes left in the game. And a game that's belonged to Independence. And so Independence going to be undefeated. And Eric, you're being an alumni at Independence, and we'll get in this question. There's a running play. But correct me if I'm wrong. Is this the first undefeated regular season? Is that correct?
Second.
No, second.
Coach Peters first.
In 1987, which
and
you were on that team,
yes,
correct?
86 team.
The 86 team,
yes.
The fall of 86, class of 87, and you were on that team, right?
No, I wasn't on that. I was on the 87 team.
88, 87, 88, and 89,
yes,
the falls.
Yes.
Okay.
But the 86 team, it finished actually number one in the state and hosted 2 playoff games. They were held at Beckley at Woodrow Wilson's field at the time.
Here comes a running play by the quarterback of Wyoming East. Comes here to the near side, up over the 40, over the 45, out the midfield. That'll be a first down. And once again, the young man, Jackson Danielson, has had a nice night for the quarterback for Wyoming East.
He's definitely getting the game ball. If we were giving game balls out, the kid, no matter the score, he's thrown the ball really well and he's run the ball well. He's good. He has a bright future. Is he coming back next year, Maris? Is he a junior?
Yeah.
Sophomore.
Yeah.
They can build around him. He's a good-looking player. Tall
and lanky, and perhaps he'll help out Derek Brooks on the basketball team. They'll have a first down at midfield. Like I said, just a little miss coming down. A minute and a half left in the game. Here's a running play for the Warriors, and that's a run. Going to gain about 2 or 3 yards. And on the carry, that's Gabe RALEIGH. Gets to the Independence 47-yard line. So it'll be second down coming up for Wyoming East. And so we've got two more plays. Possibly they could get 3 plays in, but I would think they would get at least 2 more plays in as we're approaching a minute to go. Independence going to finish the regular season at 8-0. Be another running play. Not going to go anywhere. Wyoming East going to go to 1-8. So they can get 1 more, perhaps 2 more, as we're at 45 seconds. They're not in a really big hurry, Eric. So this might be the last play.
This may be the last play of this game, and maybe wrap it up.
Yep, put a bow on it and wrap her up. This is probably going to be the last play of the game. Like I said, they could get this one and 1 more, but they don't seem to be in that big of a hurry as they'll run the ball here, and that's going to lose yardage, and that's probably going to be the last play of the game. Yep, nobody seems to be in any really big hurry to run another play.
Line up and shake hands.
And that will do it. Final score.
As they douse Coach Lilly with
an undefeated season. Final score, Independence wins the ball game by the score of 60-8. So we'll take our 4th quarter break, come back, recap, as you're watching live streaming coverage of high school football here on Video Productions.
Auto Mall, West Virginia's largest GMC Buick dealer, is a proud sponsor of West Virginia high school athletics and our area student athletes. Beckley Auto Mall, with 3 locations for your convenience: 3934 Robert C. Byrd Drive in Beckley, 199 Rogers Street, Princeton, and 368 Seneca Trail in Fairleigh. Plus, you can shop 24/7 at BeckleyAutomall.com. Beckley Auto Mall and West Virginia student athletes, a winning combination. GMC, we are professional grade.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us. New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton, or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us. New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
Welcome back to Coal City, West Virginia. Along with Eric Thomas, I'm Maris Lowry. Is Chris Farish, another outstanding night on stats. Andrew Boland, another great job producing and directing the game. And our main man, the heavy lifter, Nick Eskins, does an outstanding job in the rain there on camera. But Eric, final scores we can see on our screen, 60-8. And we knew coming into this game, and we said way back on top that we knew it was going to be difficult for Wyoming East. They were undermanned, and this is a really good Independence team. But Independence doing what they do, and in every game this year, they've scored 50 or more except for 1, and the only game was the opener with Liberty, and they had 2 touchdowns called back, but they scored on every possession except for that last one where they just took a knee and gave it back on downs.
And Maris, they've just been so efficient in what they do, well balanced, and it's kind of now moving forward. I think playoff teams, when they look at this Independence offense, are you going to load up in the box and try to stop the run, slow the run down? If you do that, it's like pick your poison, because they have the receivers on the outside and Cyrus Goods and Trey Bowers, and then put Judah Price in the slot, where it's going to be a tough row to hoe trying to stop this.
Well, if you haven't got
offense.
Questions from a lot of people, Eric, I'm sure you will as we get near the playoffs, and people want to know, does Independence have a legitimate chance to win the AA state championship? And my answer is yes.
Yeah, completely.
Now, could they? But I think it's going to take a very good team, because you've got so many things that you have to try to slow down and try to take away, because as you mentioned, they are so efficient on offense.
They're very efficient on offense, and that's what's it's going to take a D coordinator to really go, look, can we stop that run with minimal in the box? And that's what you're going to have to do, because when you have Judah Price and Cyrus Goodson and Trey Bowers, guys that on the outside where you can just come up, if you count 8 people in the box, you know it's man coverage. I mean, it's an easy pitch and catch if you have in their offensive line. Independence's offensive line is really up for the task. So in all facets of the game, they're a well-oiled machine. If anyone asks me, and I'm not just being a homer because I went to Independence, this team has a legitimate shot to win the state championship.
Yeah, this team's very good. We're going to go ahead and take our first post-game break. When we come back, Eric will have team and individual totals as you're watching live streaming coverage of high school football here on Video Productions.
General Stores has served our hometowns for decades. That's why they offer the LG Rewards Card, a way to earn points for free drinks and even discounts on fuel. And by the way, tell them Hug sent you.
If you're looking to sell your vehicle, Auto Buyers of West Virginia is your solution. We buy all cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs and have a simple and safe way to sell your vehicle. We'll give you a free appraisal on your vehicle and make you an offer to buy it on the spot. Whether you're still making payments or have a clear title, we'll turn your car into cash today at Auto Buyers of West Virginia. So come see us at Cranberry Creek Shopping Center off Eisenhower Drive in Beckley. Auto Buyers of West Virginia, the simple, safe, and secure way to sell your vehicle.
The earth beneath my feet is turning like a wheel and beating like a drum.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications, or strings, or hassles. It can be that way again. Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
As a former college football player, I realized that sports-related injuries can happen real fast. Hello, I'm Dr. GROSE. If your child or grandchild is dealing with sports-related injuries, or maybe you're dealing with something that just won't go away, call me today and I can help you get back on the playing field. To better serve you, see us at one of our 3 locations in Beckley, Whipple, and Sophia at the numbers listed below. So take care of yourself. You deserve it.
Little General Stores has served our hometowns for decades, providing those essential needs for the road of life. The LG family goes above and beyond to ensure that your experience is an easy one. That's why they offer the LG Rewards Card, a way to earn points for free drinks, coffee, and even discounts on fuel. Rest assured, you'll leave knowing they have your needs covered. And by the way,
tell them Hug sent you.
That's right. Little General Stores, your road's neighbor.
And welcome back to Coal City. We're looking at that last commercial, Bob Huggins for Little General. And, of course, the West Virginia Mountaineer basketball team, Eric, we're starting off with an exhibition tonight playing at home against Akron. And looking for big things from Mountaineer basketball. But I tell you, there was big things from this Independence football team, and you have the numbers of the ball game.
Yeah, Independence finished the night with 404 total yards of offense, 296 on the ground and 108 through the air. And Tyler Linksweiler led the way. Young kid came in. He had 13 totes, 142 yards, and 2 scores. And Judah Price didn't see the field in the second half. He had 4 carries, 114 yards, and 3 total touchdowns. And through the air, Logan Phelan led the way with he was 2 for 2, 64 yards. And J.D. Monroe came in with 2 for 2, 37 yards, and a score. No, he didn't complete it. He ran a touchdown in.
Right.
Ran a touchdown
he threw that 37-yard pass.
37 on 3rd and 13, which was a great play. And Wyoming East pretty much only had the ball one time the whole second half, and they finished with 162 total yards, 114 through the air by Jackson Danielson. He was 8 of 17 for 114 yards and a score.
And those numbers brought to you by Giovanni's Pizza. And Chris and I had an excellent pregame meal. Giovanni's Pizza with 2 locations down at Glen Daniel. When you're down that way toward Liberty High School, Giovanni's Pizza, that's Italian, Mamma Mia. They do an excellent job. And also at Leicester Square in Sophia if you're coming out to an Independence game. Once again, final score, Independence wins it. You can see on your screen, 60-8. The Patriots will finish their regular season at 8-0. Wyoming East, they will fall to 1-8. And we'll take our final post-game break. We'll come back and tell you about our next couple of broadcasts here on Video Production as you've been watching live streaming coverage of high school football here on Video Production.
Jack, did you see those new windows and doors the homeowner put on their home?
Yeah, and this new door they set us next to is sweet as pumpkin pie.
It's made in America, quality made and efficient too.
There's no time like now to buy new windows, siding, and doors from Window World of Beckley.
Choose from many door styles, siding colors, and window glass and grid options. We'll help you design your perfect home.
Call Window World of Beckley for your new window, siding, and door estimates.
Beckley Auto Mall, West Virginia's largest GMC Buick dealer, is a proud sponsor of West Virginia high school athletics and our area student athletes. Beckley Auto Mall, with 3 locations for your convenience: 3934 Robert C. Byrd Drive in Beckley, 199 Rogers Street, Princeton, and 368 Seneca Trail in Fairleigh. Plus, you can shop 24/7 at BeckleyAutomall.com. Beckley Auto Mall and West Virginia student athletes, a winning combination. GMC, we are professional grade.
Community Bank, your banking needs are our priority. Looking to buy a home, a vehicle, or just need a personal loan for that special project? Our loan professionals are here for you. We also offer all business banking products, which allows us to serve all your financial needs. Set up your online banking at pioneercommunitybank.com and download the mobile app for your convenience and ask about our personal and business products today. Pioneer Community Bank, investing in Southern West Virginia since 1931. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Massey Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
Welcome back to Independence High School as we wrap this up and put a bow on it as Independence defeats Wyoming East by the score of 60-8. So Independence season, their regular season is over with. They're 8-0 with the win. They are locked into the number 2 position in Class AA. As far as Wyoming East is concerned, they do have a game scheduled next Friday. Now, we are scheduled to do that game next Friday as of now, which will be Liberty, who, when Eric during the break checked, and Liberty was behind Shady 16-12. That game's probably, I'd say, toward the end of the third quarter. Probably hasn't started the fourth quarter yet. Even though that game started at the same time ours did. Of course, we had the 6-minute quarters in the second half.
6-minute running
So
clock.
anyway, that's our scheduled game for next Friday. But we'll have a makeup game for you on Tuesday night as Shady will take on Pikeview, and we'll be down at Athens, West Virginia. Actually, Gardner is where it actually is. And it'll be Shady against Pikeview. That game will kick off at 6 o'clock, and we will have it at 5:45. So, Eric, final comments of this big 60-8 Independence win.
Well, it was good to see Independence close the season with only the second undefeated season here at the high school. And the fun begins now, Maris. You know, not that we've not had fun, but playoff action, you know, it's one and done. If you don't, you lose and you go home. So now it's time to really try to get to Wheeling.
Well, you know, there's football, and then there's playoff football, and that will go to another level, and that'll start 2 weeks from tonight, and we'll just have to wait and see how the pairings are to see, A, who Independence is going to play, and B, whether it's going to be on a Friday or Saturday. We know where. We know it's going to be here at Coal City as Independence. That's obviously where they'll choose to play. The visiting team will get to pick the day and the time. So we'll just have to wait and see, depending on who that is, as to when that game will be played, either November the 12th or November 13th. Yeah,
it'll be an exciting time up here on the hill in Coal City, and I'm just anxious to see who they line up and play.
So for our crew here tonight who did another masterful job, we appreciate Eric providing color. Once again, Chris Farish, another outstanding job on stats. Andrew Bolin, once again, producing and directing the game. And the man that makes it all happen, the guy that does the heavy lifting, the guy that provides security, the guy that does it all for us, that makes me look smarter, and I added an ER in that, Nick Eskins, our main guy at camera. I'm Maris Lowry, repeating the final score. It's Independence defeating Wyoming East by the score of 60-8. Good night, everybody.